folks, welcome to episode 18 of Loud Equals Funny with
We are
me.
now legally allowed to go to war, everybody.
Oh yeah,
And
we
not
can
to
do many
drink.
things. Server
Well,
war,
not to
and
drink
server-
in the United States.
That's true.
Except for I think isn't Ohio isn't Ohio 18?
Well,
No, I'm
Ohio
pretty
needs
sure
to
it's
have.
federally 21.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Ohio needs to have something, so they're probably
True, it's
at
a
least
fucking
lax
chill.
on it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a very, for everyone listening, it's been a little stressful week on the podcast feeds because I had about one launch with the 13th episode audio for some reason at the start of the week, and then
On Spotify, and now
Spotify.
YouTube's got a problem.
Yep, then YouTube thought I had everything done for the last episode, went to put it up publicly, so I'm like, sweet, knock this out. Didn't think much of it, because usually when you listen to something in an editor, you don't really listen back to it after you're done listening to it.
Yeah.
So I just put it up there, then I check the comments later, and it cuts off halfway through, and I look at the time, and it's literally halfway through the fucking episode. I'm like, great. So that should be up now by the time you're listening to this on Spotify, and hopefully YouTube, but
Hopefully. Yeah.
hopefully. But
If not,
Yeah.
I guess episode
not, then
17, you're just going to have to go to Spotify for that one.
yeah,
Little things like that, they're the things that beat you down as like a video editor or whatever. You think you're all chunky dory, and then just nope. The entire 2 hours of work you put in is like effectively useless or whatever stupid issue. So that's really unfortunate, but it's being handled.
yep. It should come out fine. I also wanted to render it in 1080p because of the damn amazing thumbnail. Thank you, Tristan.
It's fine. It's an okay thumbnail.
I like it. But yeah. So the only bits of housekeeping I have is I do think we should probably talk about having a Q&A episode down the road.
Yeah, I was thinking like within the next few episodes.
Yeah.
It's been
I'm
on my
down.
mind too.
Hey.
Maybe
So, yeah,
episode 20.
I guess the question is, do we make this a Patreon thing or do we make the first one free to hook them in?
Well, I mean, I think we should ask kind of publicly everywhere. Like, I'll put everything out there and just be like, hey, comment, leave questions.
Fuck it, I'll post it on the Blue Sky right now.
Hell yeah. Also,
Nice.
if you're on Spotify, there is a feature for just a general Q&A. I always kind of leave it open, but last one I made it something related to the episode. Can't fully remember what that was off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I actually did ask what kind of guests people would want. Did have a question. Well, did have an answer to that one. Joey Joel Vinesauce Man Real 2015 No Virus.exe.
Wow, I wonder who typed that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee, I definitely wasn't me.
No way it could have been Tristan. That
Not
would be
at
nepotism.
all. Exactly. Not at all, wink. But
But
yeah,
I would agree. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'd be down. Yeah, but yeah,
Alright, so-
anything you guys want to ask us, shoot us messages. We hopefully by 20 we should have that as the probably the dedicated episode for that, or at least dedicated segment.
If you wish to ask us if you want to ask Tristan about how he plays games, even though he has only one hand, I'm
That's,
sure Tristan would be happy to answer that question for you, everybody.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
Tristan can answer every one of those questions.
Listen, you have as many mods as I do. You kind of have to.
I think the
Alright,
answer
so-
for that should just be very carefully. Just leave it at
Yes.
that.
So I just went ahead and posted on the Blue Sky. Hey asshole, Q&A time. Ask a question. Down emoji. Down emoji. Down emoji.
Ooh.
Fuck you.
Hell yeah.
Well, that'll do it. You filter out the pussy babies who can't understand that that really they are the content ultimately.
Yes.
Yes.
You become at least an hour-long segment for a podcast. So really, just start asking those questions.
Feed the
Yeah.
content consumer.
The podcast minds we're down in,
Ask big question, receive big answer.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll lead with Little Tay isn't dead.
Yeah.
And by that I mean Little Tay made a career comeback as but posted a song which I've not listened to. I've just seen like 3 seconds of, and I
Well,
was
I haven't
like,
heard her new song, but she
People
has a.
people in the comments are down fucking tremendously. Ain't she like 13?
she is 16
She's
now, which
14. Okay.
Everyone's just
16
like,
now.
oh, she's so bad, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a child.
Yeah. She's now. She's back. She's alive. She's got a new song, but she
Somehow,
also
Lil Tay returned.
some. We managed to avoid drowning. She's alive and she has a new song, but she also has like a video of her playing Master of Puppets on guitar,
I'm
and
gonna be
it's
real.
quite good.
Yeah, she's a lot better than I thought she would be.
yeah, it was like,
Yes.
oh shit, all right.
Well, what I'm wondering is, was she the one who did the death hoax thing, or was it still like her parents?
No, it was probably still the parents or the brother, but I mean, I guess there's every chance that it was just her own ingenuity coming up with something that
I'm gonna look
stupid.
that up.
Okay, so I have I've read on apparently she did a live stream later on her Instagram. She put her father, Chris Hope, on blast and claimed that he abused her as a child. Little Tay claimed that her father was having relations with a woman at the same time she was in the same room, that her father was hooking up with random women all the time that he found on Craigslist. Which, that used to be, honestly, that used to be the game for going for out-of-pocket weird pussy, so I...
I'm gonna trust your judgment on that one.
Yeah, don't trust my judgment. But the Instagram
Dear
influencer
God.
claimed that Honey Hope, the woman who is still with her father, is a scammer, and that her father normalized inappropriate sexual behavior and doing the most out-of-pocket, god damn it, I just said out-of-pocket too, fuck, sexual shit in front of me. She also claimed that physical abuse was common in her household and her parents traumatized her, forcing her to watch horror movies at a young age while putting her in a quote-unquote chokehold and locking her in a closet. Additionally, Tay claimed that her mother was bragging about having expensive handbags while she didn't have proper clothes to wear. She went on to call Honey Hope, which is the woman who's with her father, a gold-digging bitch, and alleged her father owes her $250,000 in child support.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's all a lot. A good Master of Puppets cover, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's a whole lot, but she's got some talent.
Yeah, hey.
Shame about her whole entire life, I guess, but
Shit's going down. But
Okay, all right. Well,
hey,
I scrolled a little bit too far.
Uh-oh,
Yep.
what happened?
I'm just gonna not mention what I saw, but it was. I'll just say it was various videos of things happening overlaid over Lil Tay's music video, and
Oh, good lord.
oh boy.
I'm gonna try my best to forget that.
Boomer memes.
Oh god.
Coomer will be putting it lightly.
Oh,
All right,
God.
so what else do we want to talk about? I want to move on from this as much as possible.
Understand.
Well, speaking of sexualizing teenagers, how about Yandere Dev?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So,
Yep.
you both said you didn't know exactly what's going on.
I mean, I've heard the cliff notes. You know.
I've heard a tiny bit.
I have some quotes here.
Yes.
These are, I think, y'all verify for me. Is this Snapchat?
That is Snapchat.
So, cosplay fan, which is like Yandere Dev, of course. Look at the fucking name.
Yeah.
And then there's whoever's fucking posting this. We'll just pretend it's Lil Tay. Why not? Cosplay fan says, "You're the one traumatizing me." And Lil Tay, not Lil Tay, I don't know who the hell put this out. She says,
a young
"I'm
girl.
sorry."
We'll just say young girl.
Yeah. Cosplay fan says, this here is trauma! Exclamation mark. This is abuse. This is power imbalance. I am being emotionally abused by you. And then she says, I'm 16. He says, you have this massive blackmail over me. And then she says, you're 35.
You're 35.
And then here's a second screenshot. She says, I seem desperate. And cosplay fan is, yeah, I think about that sometimes. 17 is 94.4% of 18. So therefore, being attracted to a 17-year-old girl is 94.4% okay.
Okay, see, there
That's
was somebody in my
I hate that.
chat. There was somebody in my chat earlier who said that, and I thought it was a joke. But
Oh
apparently,
god.
that's just a direct Yandere Dev quote. That's cool.
Yeah,
Ugh.
That sounds like something that they would say on like Family Guy. But
You know,
no,
his
it reminds me
logic.
of this shit
Oh,
because it's a like I think that's also Snapchat of EDP,
but that is,
and
yeah.
it says she was turning 14. She was 13, turning 14 soon. So she's pretty much 15, but 15 is the new 16, and 16 is close to 17. Might as
might as
well
well
round it to
round
18.
it to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I mean, might as well round up those numbers, but you know.
Might as well round up 25 to life.
Yeah, of course. So
Jesus
there's
Christ,
that,
these
which
fucking guys are idiots.
and then I mean I feel like a lot of people are focusing just on this when there's like so much other shit for Yandere Dev.
Oh yeah.
This is just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back.
I mean, I
But
don't know
like
how necessarily true this even is. I mean, the name cosplay fan is kind of funny, but
it's very much a Yandere Dev thing.
you know,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's like. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people wouldn't be like, "Oh, okay, this is definitely Yandere Dev." If there wasn't some proof. I just honestly don't really care enough to look for it. Let me see.
yeah. I mean, fuck
We,
Yandere Dev a little bit. So.
honest to God, we probably could spend a whole episode just talking about Yandev and all of his stupid fucking.
Okay. 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 Well,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
okay. So this isn't directly the Snapchat account, but here we have Yandere Dev, the fucking Discord account,
Oh no.
saying happy 12th birthday.
Uh.
Can you guess where this conversation goes?
Has
Oh
That's
the
a
period started yet?
God, I hope
Uh,
that's fake.
I don't know if I feel comfortable answering that. It's fine. I'll keep it a secret. Stick 'em up. Stick 'em up. This is a hymen robbery.
Hi, I Eva X. Come Chalice.
oh,
That is very unfortunate.
yeah.
Jesus fuck. I mean, here's the thing, right? We should have all known that his hard drive was suspect when, like he started crowdsourcing from fucking V. If it started
Yeah.
making himself try to become popular off of making a game from V.
Well, I don't know about that necessarily, but the whole specifically like
Well, yeah, but
wasn't
there's
there a thing about like little girls' panties like a few years ago?
well,
This isn't the first thing with
yeah,
Yandere.
there's like a big thing about like taking upskirt shots of a game.
Yeah. Which is like it's weird enough when Japan does that,
Yeah, but
you
it's
know,
like it's
but
even
that's like
doubly
part
weird.
of well, it's part of like the Japanese whatever culture, fucking panty vending machine bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like frowned upon, but it's still a thing there, at least. Here
Okay.
it's like a depressing version of an even more depressing version of that.
Guys, we should stop spreading misinformation about Yandere Dev. He's
Oh.
gonna fucking anime girl spank us.
Ugh.
Oh man.
All right, so context. It's a Discord screenshot again of him in his server because like he has that red fucking username, and it
Yeah.
says you spread information, and for that you must be punished. And it's like emojis of 2B and like another anime
TV's
girl and
ass
a hand.
yeah. So we're
What a
all
fucking
gonna
person.
maybe we shouldn't talk about him because
Quote unquote person.
Yeah,
what a
we might
user.
get spanked.
He's gonna spank us. He's gonna turn us all over his knee.
Ugh.
Ooh,
So
la,
I just want to go ahead and say some other things that Yandere Dev has done.
Yeah.
So he changed one of his like the character portrait for one of his characters because she originally had like a peace V sign under her mouth, and he changed it to like over her eye because he didn't want to insinuate that his character was a lesbian.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought the moment I saw that. I was like, is she's one of
Sheen
those,
pussy.
but you
Yeah.
know.
He stole a grass texture from somebody and took their name out. And then when he was called out for it, he just kind of made something that looked exactly the same.
Yeah, it's
One of
the
one of the
Yandere Dev
characters
story is embarrassing.
one of the characters' name is literally fucking placeholder.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that the game, like, I was catching up on the Iron Pineapple series where he looks at Souls-like games you've never heard of, and there were a number of games that he was showing in that series. Like there was one called On Guard, which is like a very small indie team made like a swashbuckling sort of Soulsy game. And it looks really cool and it has really interesting stuff going on, and it didn't take like a fucking decade to make. And like just Yandere Dev is just fucking pathetic. The number of games you'll see, and he'll use this thing of like, oh well, I'm just one developer and it takes time, and it's like there are so many games that are made by like one guy and are just like done.
And they don't use fucking assets bought from the Unity store.
Or even if they do, it's like, for what those development assets are for, which is to be placeholders in development. When your game's been in development for almost a decade, calling something a placeholder feels wrong.
I don't know what state Yandere Sim is at this point, if it even looks like it's appropriately close to done at all.
It probably isn't.
I don't think it's even changed.
I would assume, because when I last saw it, it didn't look, it was always like, for one thing, it always ran really poorly because it wasn't optimized properly.
Oh, yeah.
But then the whole fucking concept of the game was always just ridiculous because it was supposed to be like Persona Hitman, which like just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's
always doomed from the start.
So about a toothbrush model. Wait, shit. I fucked it up. So about the game running poorly, Yandere Dev downloaded a 5,000 polygon toothbrush model, which that's a type that you see used in like commercials with the close up of the fucking bristle action against the teeth,
like what they did with that Dante model.
Exactly, he used it. He just used it as a regular toothbrush that's like on a fucking sink. What a guy, huh?
I mean, he could have just removed all of the individual bristles and made it like a single block texture and just use the shape of the brush.
Yeah, but that would
individual thousands of bristles.
Fucking Garten of Ban ass model. What a fucking what a guy.
I'm surprised that nobody else has come along with a game. I mean, there probably is even. I say nobody else, but somebody probably has a game that's just like, Yandere Sim, but actually finished and good to some degree.
Oh yes, I guarantee there's at least one.
There's a game, I think it's called Lovesick. I'm almost certain.
I think I might have heard of that.
I feel like it's the right name. So someone will get where I'm going with this. But yeah, it's like one of those Yandere Sim knockoff games. The thing is, I just don't understand, like, why you'd want to play this. If that makes sense.
Isn't Doki Doki Literature Club basically the same concept?
No, it's a different beast.
That's a visual novel.
Well, it is. That's true.
Yeah, it's less.
It's the same thing of like anime girl murders other anime girls because she likes you so much or whatever.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like even there, like there are other Yandere games, even not necessarily the same thing, but like I don't know. The whole concept has just been left in the fucking dust. Other games exist that have done it already, and nobody's really waiting for Yandere Sim. There's like a very brief moment of time where PewDiePie and all of them were playing that shit when it was still new, but that is well past by now.
He just put a blog post out yesterday that I'm gonna try to read through and try to summarize. This is a lot of fucking text, so I'm going to try to summarize this in a minute here.
All right.
Wow,
Well,
this dude has not left the house since July 2019, apparently.
Oh, Siri. Oh my god.
Before the pandemic?
Oh,
Before the
no.
pandemic.
That's not even like December 2019.
No real life
July.
acquaintances, 16 plus hours on a computer every day. Okay. I don't say this lightly. I think I'd actually blow my brains out if that was my life.
Yeah, like
Well, here's my
it was bad
question.
during the pandemic.
How does he even have any excuse that the game's not done at this point if
Yeah,
he's
it's
been
like-
basically locked in a room with the computer he uses to make
No,
it?
Claw, you don't understand. He has to fuck his anime fucking doll every single day.
Oh, you'd think that that would give him some insight into the anime fucking game that he's making.
I mean, true. He just has to do all of it for research. You know, he hasn't
He's
finished
on a
his
very
research
tight
yet.
schedule. Yeah, he's got multiple anime body pillows and only so much semen. So
So some of this does feel like it's clearly him being his obnoxious self a little bit, but some of it is like there is some like moments of clarity. It seems. I'll read this here. Since the last blog post, a lot of people have told me I'll reach out to me and share the same advice. See a therapist, get hobbies that don't involve a computer or screen, step away from
wait. When did he? Is this his most recent one?
This is the most recent one. This is like last
This
night.
is after the
This
stuff.
is after
okay.
everything. But yeah, step away from game development for a few months. All of it can be summarized as start making healthy life choices that will turn you into more of a normal human being. And honestly, I can't argue with that.
Buddy.
I love the concept that he should step away from game development. No, if anything, spend more time developing the game, sir, and maybe you won't have time to groom children.
Yeah, apparently he still wants to work on it. But apparently
Well,
he
hopefully
will.
let him work on it in sale.
Apparently
in
he is
jail.
going to be pausing it. I'm just reading what he's saying here. Apparently he's going to be pausing development for a little bit.
Hasn't he been doing that for the past 2 years?
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck he has been doing for the last 2 years.
Half-Life 3's development has been paused. Oh no.
I mean, you know, at least we know this game was in development. We don't know what the fuck Half-Life 3's status is.
I mean, I think I said before, I mean, it's a tangent, but, you know, Half-Life Alyx came out, they teased a third thing happening, so, like, they're gonna make a Half-Life 3. In fact, Half-Life 3 is probably gonna come out before fucking Yandere Sim comes out.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I would put money on it. I wouldn't have put money on it before Alyx, but now after Alyx, I'm like, yeah, no, Yandere Sim is gonna take longer than Half-Life 3. Probably, or whatever the next Half-Life game is, you know.
I mean, he might be able to salvage it. At one point, he had a tiny build deal. He could probably try to get that back. They're desperate.
I mean,
yeah, but Tiny Build actually has some like good games.
Well, yeah, but I mean, have you seen him still constantly tweeting to MatPat?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're desperate for something.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It sucks because Graveyard Simulator and Punch Club are really fucking good.
Punch Club fucks. I played that for a little bit.
I love Punch Club.
They're making a sequel, I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think I know anything from them specifically.
They're mostly known for like Hello Neighbor and the Hello Neighbor franchise, and the Secret Neighbor game, and that's all they're really known for. Like, for most people, I should say. But God, I don't know. I just hope that I hope that I never have to hear Yandere Dev's name ever again.
What is his name again?
Alex Mahan, I think.
Oh yeah. I wanted to say Alex Manassian, but that's the incel with the van.
I mean,
they're the same person,
basically, more or less. It's just him in 10 years.
It's him if one knew how to program, but knew what a computer was.
If you've ever
Yeah.
seen the Alec Manassian like interrogation thing, I could totally see it just being Yandere Dev, like the Chads and the Stacys, and I will kill them all.
Oh,
Yandere Simulator.
I guarantee you he's unironically said, I want to kill a Chad before. Like, unironically, like...
Yeah. Yeah, I'd put money on that.
Oh, God. How fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
I do have an interestingly weird story here that I found while I was looking at the Kotaku article for another story that I brought up to you guys, but
I have to just say though, just unrelated to anything, I have to say fuck Steam real quick because I'm looking at
yes.
the immersive sim tag. And you know what games count as immersive sims on Steam?
What's that?
The Sims 4, NBA
Oh.
2K24,
It is immersive in a sim.
Forza Motorsport, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14.
That one could
You know,
be. That
I
one
kind
could
of
be.
just wanted Deus Ex games, but all right, that's
I
cool.
think
Train Sim World 4, all right.
Yeah, I think it's just that people don't know what immersive sim means, and they think it means
It's
an
a
immersive
simulator that is a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Well, I mean, fucking Steam considers Halo Wars a simulator in general, because when I went to simulators,
That's strange.
yeah,
That's very strange.
it's like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just fucking Steam. Steam's been in some hot water. I'll talk about this first, actually. Have you seen Counter-Strike 2's launch?
I've
aware of
heard
it.
mostly good things about it.
Well, see, people are
Is
pissed
there
though because they
some bad
removed a lot of features, like, and you can't access them anymore because CS:GO is
Yeah,
straight
'cause
up Overwatch.
It got replaced.
Oh no.
Yeah, Valve overwatched Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Technically, the only ways you can play it now legally are on an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3.
Oh, that's awful. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how the new one is, but CS:GO was. I mean, it's not a game I played much, but it's a game I respected. It seemed like a cool game. People liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
there's...
fuck with CS:GO. Come on.
Let me see if I can find...
It's like if they got rid of. I mean, people love Go. It's as much as like 1.6 or CS Source. What are they doing?
Yeah, some Reddit user gathered up everything that was missing. Yeah, arms race mode, danger zone mode, flying scoutsman, workshop maps, max support. Not even like M1 max. Just straight up gone. 128 tick servers, which means really responsive servers.
Yeah.
Left-hand firing, multiple competitive maps, multiple wingman maps.
This is all gone?
This is all gone. Steam clan tags are gone.
What the hell did they add? What's new in this game?
Graphics.
There are graphics improvements. Valve
To be
decided
fair,
to go
it does
64
look
tick
good.
servers. It looks amazing. Like, the water effects are pretty fucking crazy. Also, bobbing animations you can't change. So like movement bobbing, can't really change that, which is fucking annoying. I hate that in any game where you can't turn head bobbing off because it's just fucking gross.
I mean, I have to assume that they're going to update it with time, obviously, but it's also like these are all solved problems already. So what the fuck?
I mean, mind you, all the cases and everything, they worked day one.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Is anything
the
microtransactions? Yeah, like if you wanted to buy skin cases, that worked.
Yeah, that tends to in these scenarios. Seems to be that way.
Yeah. Oh, Modern Warfare 2 had a day one patch when the $30 Battle Pass bundle, the Black Cell, didn't work for everyone. So that got instantly patched. They were like, "Oh fuck." There's still a lot of bugs in this fucking game, so it tends to be what happens. I'm not salty. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's just the fucking way of things. And I mean, people say that they prefer when games would come out and just be finished, but then like that's like forgetting all of the times when a game would come out and just never be fixed, and it would just be Sonic Heroes forever, and that's just the fucking game that you're stuck with.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me of Sega. I guess I should talk about that game Hyenas too.
Oh, is it bad? What is it?
Well, no.
Is that Sega?
Sega canceled Hyenas after its after its closed beta, which I thought went pretty well, because it apparently cost them $100 million, and they didn't know how they could monetize it.
Huh.
Yeah, a
So
game
fucking
in
tired of
development
this
for
shit.
$3
$100
years.
million.
$100 million apparently is how much they spent on that game. Which, it was fun. I had a good time with it. Zero gravity is still something I'm now going to miss in shooters, because I was really kind of hoping we get more, like, zero gravity in games, just in general. But yeah, no. Mid-development, a game they've spent that much money on, 3 years of dev time, gone.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this also, like, came alongside a whole bunch of layoffs pretty much everywhere, because Epic got hit with some layoffs lately. Which, that's actually a really baffling one, because Epic has been saying they're not making money off of fucking, like, Fortnite, which baffles me too.
I doubt that. I really doubt that.
The only thing I can see is they're constantly doing crossovers. I'd probably maybe slow down on the crossovers.
Maybe cost a lot to like have Kratos and fucking Nathan Drake and Spider-Man all in the same.
Yes, Master
thing.
Chief with a fucking PlayStation on his back while dancing the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Flying in on the Wu-Tang glider.
To be fair,
Oh yeah.
To be fair, cool as fuck.
However,
yeah.
I mean, it's the only one of those metaverse style things I think that's been really, really successful has been Fortnite.
I mean, I wouldn't really call it metaverse.
What kind of is, because they've got all these different like character crossovers. It's what a lot of these companies want to do with their thing. They just never understand you got to put something interesting in there for people to like do on top of that.
By the way, this is totally unrelated to anything, but I am on Steam currently, and I'm just looking at stuff. There is a game that just came out. We're not sponsored by this game, by the way.
We're not.
But it just came out.
We're only sponsored by one company.
We'll talk about them
that later.
Yeah.
The game is called Moon Ring, and it has a really nice art style. It's like a turn-based retro RPG. It's free, and it's apparently quite good. It looks really nice. I'm gonna get it because it's free. So yeah, I don't know. If you want to check out Moon Ring, I guess. I don't know. Might be good. It's free.
Let's see. Moon Ring.
Moon Ring.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it's all one word. It's apparently made by the co-creator of Xbox's Fable series. So there you go.
Moon Ring. Yeah, there it is.
Hey.
Moon Ring. Free.
Yeah, it seems pretty neat. I don't know. You get free stuff on Steam.
That's a pretty cool art style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's also another game new and trending on Steam, Wild Sex Wet Girls. It's 38% off if you want to get that. So.
Oh yeah.
That's right, boys. This podcast is sponsored by Sex Wild Wet Women. I don't know.
Also,
Not sponsored by it, by the way.
Pizza Possum. That's also available.
That actually just sounds fun.
Yeah,
I love the
that
title.
actually looks good.
Possum, he's eating pizza.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've so far. I will talk about Phantom Liberty real quick. The Cyberpunk DLC.
How is it?
I am about halfway through it. According to what I'm reading here on.
This is the DLC campaign thing, the new area and everything.
This is well, the brand new area is free to everyone. So like you can go into Dogtown. They added a lot with the 2.0 update. But cool. You can go into Dogtown if you want to. But there's a pretty big plot. It does tie really well with the main story, because without spoiling anything, there's a certain mission you'll have to do for a character whose name is Mr. Hands.
Oh
yes.
No.
Yeah, that name is so unfortunate.
That's a very good name, yeah.
Yeah. But once you do, because that mission's already in the main story, so once you do that one, you'll be able to access Phantom Liberty. But it's really interesting. There's a lot of deeper implications for what's happening where I'm at in the story. I'm not going to say too much yet, but I'll just talk about 2.0 real quick. They overhauled the perk mechanic system in this game to really make it deeper. Like it feels like a role playing game now.
Nice.
That's cool.
I've been pumping my way all of the way into tech, which I maxed out tech because I was like, oh, that's a smart idea. Then I got to a place where I'm like, oh fuck, I have to open a grate and it needs me to be like level 6 strength. Oh fuck. So maybe balance your perks set up more than I did. But
So this is an area. Was this area one of the ones that was like notably cut? Because I remember there was like a big residential area that was supposed to be in the city that was in that Crobe Cat video that was not available.
This fits very well into where that probably should have been.
Okay.
But they
So
do
I'm
make
just
it.
wondering
Yeah.
how much of like the stuff that wound up getting cut is going to show up as like a 2025 DLC, you know?
Well, Phantom Liberty is the only DLC. Like this DLC is the last thing for the game, basically.
Oh, really?
Yep, they're working on a follow up to Cyberpunk. Let me see if I can find if they've titled it. But
That is just such a shame. I mean, I know it's probably better now, but like, man,
yeah,
I don't know.
they're also from here on out. They're going from their own internal engine to Unreal.
Oh yeah. Well, they got a good engine.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
The visuals in Phantom Liberty, because they improve the visuals on next gen.
yeah.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it has a new version of like DLSS, I think. So
Yep.
it looks better and also runs better. It's like a win-win
And
setting.
never since the I think it's 1.6 when they did the update for Edge Runners content that put the next gen versions out. They really did a lot to make those versions fucking pop. Like, because I played it on the One X when that came out, and it looked decent. It's just it was at 30 frames half the time, and it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Because that version was kind of rough in general, but it looks like a game that came out this year. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a shame that it will probably never do anything with the Red Engine again. Like we'll probably never see this one come back, but I want to see if they're gonna do on Unreal with the next thing they do Cyberpunk wise.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that the second game, if they make another Cyberpunk, is going to be like a little closer to what people maybe thought the first one would be, but probably not.
That's the thing. I think people just had really, really overhyped expectations for the first one.
Well, I
But they
certainly
also
did,
kinda
but that's because they did not explain what it would be, and they. My thing, well, I thought it would be like a lot more expansive in general, but that was because they were trying to like adapt a tabletop game, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, this is going to be a true, faithful adaptation," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, so you can like explore, and a lot of people thought like, "Oh, you could just like explore the city and like do whatever." And like it would be like this whole like Morrowind basically kind of,
Yeah.
like you're just in a
Yeah.
world, but instead it's like a very straightforward storyline with a bit of side content. And I mean it's fine that it is that way, I guess. It's just you know.
so they have 5 games in the works. They're partnering with a company to do a remake of the first Witcher game in Unreal 5.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Okay.
Yeah, a new IP.
First Witcher game is actually reasonably okay still,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then CD Projekt Red North America will be heading up the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay. Hopefully Elon Musk doesn't rush in there with a fucking pistol.
True.
Well, it'll be in North America, so he'll be able to open carry, maybe. So
Oh,
that could be
God.
an option.
And then they're developing a new trilogy set in the Witcher universe, and then there's going to be a spin-off multiplayer Witcher game.
Does everything have to be a trilogy or whatever?
I mean, I could see it with The Witcher because there's so many fucking books.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be Geralt. Geralt's done, I
Yeah.
think, unless they're doing like a side thing with him. I thought it was going to be like a Siri game would be Witcher 4, but apparently they're doing something with like a different type of Witcher. It's like a cat Witcher or some shit. I don't know. instead of wolf. It's like a different animal. So
Yeah.
I think people who know The Witcher are like, I remember there was some talk like, oh, that means it's this character or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be Ciri taking over, and I don't think Geralt will be involved. So I don't know how much the books will actually be uh involved. It might just be that they're kind of going all in on like, yeah, this we're making new Witcher, new story, and we're doing a trilogy, and I don't know. It's like start with one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that we're all going to be super hyped for all three of them, like Star Wars or something.
I get where you're coming from. Shit, my fucking headset just cut out a tiny bit. What was that?
None of us said anything.
Okay, I thought it. My fucking headset's been cutting out lately. Sorry.
That sucks.
So
Shit. I don't
So,
know. Yeah.
speaking of blasts from the past, of
Mhm.
course, Cyberpunk releasing fucking almost 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in December.
yeah.
So with that said, take your mind back
Ooh.
15 episodes where we talked about the funny submarine.
Oh shit.
A submarine. Wow.
It seems like fucking ancient history now, but
Sure does.
Feels like a decade ago.
apparently it's old enough for people to start making a fucking movie about it.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
Dude, I'm surprised that didn't get like that wasn't the moment the writer's
I
strike
can't
ended.
believe
Yeah,
they
honestly.
decided to put the cocaine bear on a submarine. This is
Oh
crazy.
god.
You
Oh,
know.
I hated that movie so
Okay.
fucking much.
Yeah, better yet, let's call that guy who's doing all those Winnie the Pooh movies, like the horror movies. Let's get him to do a fucking Titan submersible one.
Call the guy who's making the movies exploiting dead people, like the Sharon Tate movie that came out like 2 weeks before Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Call that guy.
God,
or the fucking real ass, actual, seriously coming out Stephen McCullough murder documentary that's coming out on Netflix.
Oh my god! Wait, what?
You guys, I didn't tell you guys about this.
I didn't hear about
You were
this.
not informing us of this. No, you have not.
So
I'm sickened but curious.
There is a
I'm just sickened.
That too.
It is called. If I can find it, it's here on IMDb. That's just an episode of a true crime YouTube series. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, people have been putting like different YouTubers and shit.
That's
like it's fucking weird.
That's a very
different
strange
YouTubers on IMDb. Yeah,
because usually it's not them who do it; it's other people.
It's
because the same thing happened to Chris Ray Gun.
Yeah, it's like people will put an IMDb page up for you or me. If like we uploaded something, someone would put an IMDb page up for that video. Some people do it for Scott the Waz.
Yeah, that's so strange. Okay, it's called Streaming Shadows: The Twisted Tale of Stephen McCullough, and it's coming out December 14th.
So is this
by the way
to have?
He's probably not even going to be fucking sentenced by then.
No, is this not even going to have like? I hope it has like recreations, like reenactments, like he's playing legally distinct video game and shouting about burning people.
He's playing Grab That Auto, Drug Town. There was news on this that we looked up after the last episode, and I forgot what the news was, so I'm gonna look it up again.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember there was something.
The police file was delivered to the prosecutors almost a full ass month ago, and the trial is going to be on October 6th for decision. So that means unless the North Ireland court does a funny, then next episode we'll know what the fuck happened to what happens with Stephen McCullough.
I'm trying to look into this like Crown Filmworks, because now I'm just confused on like who this person is. I've never heard of him before.
Oh shit! Apparently, someone got arrested for posting a grossly offensive animation of Stephen McCullough's victim Natalie McNally.
Oh Jesus.
That's fucked.
I don't know if people need to get arrested for that, but
Oh yeah.
It's
It's fucked
also
on
like-
both senses.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think this is a YouTube channel.
he posted the animation to lighten the mood. Very cool. It's a YouTube channel.
Or it might. I don't know. I'm confused on something.
Like that's the thing. Everywhere that I've seen, this says that it's on Netflix.
What? I just ran into like an unlisted thing, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
Maybe it's like the trailer.
I
don't know.
This is actually kind of confusing me a little bit, but it's for one it's for one about Madeline McCann, and I think this is just like
fading footprints.
Someone edit.
To like streaming shadows, fading footprints. They got
their name on lock.
Yeah.
They know what's up.
That's the only
Alliteration. You got to do it.
Only thing I can find relating to this from any Googling. So that's fucking weird.
Crown Filmworks.
I think we just may have found like a fucking like Ponzi scheme or something to defraud IMDb or some shit. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Well, that's the thing.
Allegedly.
I've been seeing like not ads, but like people talking about this for a long time, like saying that it's on Netflix. But like, who the fuck is this guy, Oliver Hale the Sixth?
Well, you mean like the sixth Oliver Hale on IMDb?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. But like, who is this man?
And to be clear, this is unrelated to the Ocean Gate sub movie.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's completely unrelated, stupid ass movie. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
This is quite a fucking tale.
Yeah, these people are fucking wild, man.
These murderers be shitting.
They be coming. They shooting ropes. Nah, but it's just wow. These people are just jumping to exploit shit real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty interesting story.
Oh yeah,
but it's
for sure.
also like this year you're talking about like it's not that interesting. It's not the most.
But it's also like it's a little too fresh to do this like big grandiose thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I made my stream and my video, and like YouTubers can talk about it, that kind of thing. Making this whole production already is just really seems desperate.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, you're just like sitting at your desk, you're putting the facts together in a way that's like interesting for people to watch. These people were like editing a whole ass fucking whole last thing.
Now the Madeline McCann one, does that have like reenactments and actors and shit? Because that would really be something.
Yeah,
if they have like a fake Stephen McCullough come in and be like, "I fucking killed the bitch,"
setting up a stream. Like, okay, now
I was sitting next to my girlfriend and I stabbed them in the stomach.
Stabbed them both to death.
Stabbed them. Speaking of. This is just a quick jump away from everything. I think Tristan talked about the crazy people talking about GTA 6's announcement.
The sheer amount of copium.
Well, okay,
so from these men's eyes.
Here's the thing, right? We're recording this on the 2nd. The 2nd of October.
What's
the 2nd of October. Conveniently waxing gibbous moon night. So hey,
I'll explain in a second.
That's the same type of moon that's in the picture.
Now here's the thing, right? I am going to leave this in completely unedited. So if we are wrong on this, and it gets announced tomorrow, we're gonna look like total dumbasses, and I don't care.
So what the fuck is this? Happy Moon Festival. They tweet out, Rockstar Games has a GTA Online thing, and there's a moon in the background. And people have deduced that because of the phase of the moon in the shot.
Yes.
That means
and Rockstar putting them right beside the V and I.
in the fucking Vinewood sign.
Well,
That's
admittedly, it's a funny thing for him to do. If I was somebody working at Rockstar, I'd totally do this.
I guess, yeah. I can't deny if I was working at Rockstar, this would be the.
Yeah. Oh God.
This is like a good way of getting
like,
that info out there.
Well, I mean, by that I mean like just putting him right beside the VNI. I don't think this moon thing.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's just them fucking with people.
Exactly. Like dude, I would be constantly tweeting, man, can you believe it's almost 6 p.m.? Come on, guys. I just be doing shit like that constantly if I was Rockstar social media manager.
Well, it's actually only 4 p.m., but it's 6 in Norway.
It's 6 o'clock somewhere, folks.
There you go.
Start playing Jimmy Buffett songs.
It's 6 o'clock in Miami right now.
Oh God, yeah.
They really need to announce GTA 6 soon because these people are just going insane.
Yeah, look, Rockstar could release it completely unfinished and people will buy it.
Yeah, literally just sell the title screen.
Yeah,
give an update 3 months down the line, they'll defend it.
Yeah, patch the just patch some fucking crazy shit in down the road. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Do the old No Man's Sky,
Yeah. I mean, No Man's Sky, it took a little bit, but it got there.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the pre-release footage of, the leak footage of GTA 6, and shit, a lot of it already looks like a fucking released game. I mean, there were parts that obviously didn't, but when you just see a car driving through the map, it was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
They could probably pack it up reasonably quickly and just be like, here you go, and come back in 2 years when it's done for the Phantom Vice update.
God, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I want GTA 6 to come out and be announced. I'm gonna be a first person there and land at the door, But
oh yeah,
just give them more time. Fuck it. As long as the game works when it comes out and it isn't a piece of shit, I'll be happy.
I don't know. I mean, there's the whole a delayed game is eventually good thing, but man, it does take them a decade to put something out now.
Yeah,
this is just getting fucking stupid.
Well, they were working on what's it? Red Dead Redemption 2 for at least 5 to 6 years.
It was a while.
Yeah, and the thing is it's just the way development's become, and it's
games are getting too big, honestly.
What you kind of need now is you need essentially the amount of people working on a Call of Duty game to get games out in a year or two.
Yeah.
You need 4 studios on one game to get it out in 2 years. That is wild. But I don't know. I think things are going to improve.
I'm sorry. Hopefully. I'm looking at Steam. There's a game here called Endless Fucker, and it is, as you might imagine, it is an endless runner. But you play as apparently that's part of it. But it's an endless runner, and you're sliding and jumping as a naked lady.
Oh shit!
There are a surprisingly high number of sex games, noted video game. Oh, there was another funny one here. God damn it. Well, there's a lot of sex games on 3D platformer zone for some reason. Yeah, you would not expect it, but there sure are.
Let me see here. I do have another one, but I pulled up. I can't remember where I put it. Oh yeah. So, a YouTuber jailed on piracy charges has 57 vehicle collection auctioned off by feds.
Jesus Christ.
Piracy charges?
Yeah, this is a weird story. This is the one I found while I was reading that Kotaku article.
What did he pirate?
This is where it gets even more interesting. Just let me get into this. A once popular YouTuber known for buying a bunch of cards and showcasing them on his YouTube channel had those cards seized, and now they're being sold off. Road and Track reports Omni and a Hellcat's entire 57 vehicle collection is up for auction. So, this is a guy, he had about 800 some odd thousand YouTube subscribers, and he would just buy a bunch of cars and like mod them out and trick them out and shit.
Okay.
So one of them, if I can find it again, he had like wrapped in, where the fuck did it go? I just had it up here. He had like a wrap for it that was like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. Or no, Power Rangers.
Oh, nice.
So he had this like supercar wrapped up like this. And it looks fucking wild, but yeah, no, the dude,
Damn.
This is the fucking consume cave. Fucking.
Yeah.
I hate this. It's it for the people listening. It is a supercar that's covered in like Power Ranger bullshit. And
Yeah,
just, like lightning
Lamborghini
bolts
Aventor.
Yeah, it's like different art of Power Rangers and Power Ranger shit, and it's like a fucking Ready Player One car.
That is
Yeah.
a really good description.
If anyone is loaded enough to be able to spend $27,000 to buy a Dodge Charger, or I think like 100,000 was one of them that I saw.
Yes.
Yeah, a 2019 Acura NSX for 113,000. If one of you guys have that kind of money, one, don't buy these cars.
wish.
Two, go to Loud Equals Funny.
Go to patreon.com/loud=funny. Throw
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
a phone. You get episodes
you-
early.
If you have hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, go to our sponsor for the episode. Also,
Oh yes. Why don't you go and take that $100,000 you could go spend on this dude's car? Really nice car, mind you, and buy $100,000 of Cushy Dreams.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the good shit.
there is zero
Top shelf
chance that
salsa fucking up your circadian rhythm.
absolutely no chance that they're going to have that much stock or inventory at all.
Yeah,
But
you'll
that's
buy it
okay.
now.
buy what they have.
Yeah. See, usually they call that a hostile takeover, but that's what's called a cushy takeover. You buy all of their
Hell
products.
yeah, brother.
I'm pretty sure I know business.
Something like that.
Yeah. Look, Cushy Dreams, they got pre-rolls, they got Delta 8, Delta 9 gummies. They got loads of shit. We recommend them. We love them. Go to the
They
website.
I was just
Oh, you're
thinking about those Cushy Dreams gummies. They're
Oh,
so
God,
good.
yes.
But listen. You know, if you're like me, you don't have much money. My boys at Cushy Dreams, our boys at Cushy Dreams,
Yes.
they got you. They got you.
Hell,
Because
yes,
if
they
you
do.
enter code LOUD25 at checkout, you get 25% off.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's actually like
That's a
I
damn
know
good amount.
I know we're always like hyping it up, but seriously, 25% off is kind of insane.
It's
Oh, yeah.
a really good amount. If you do spend
I
100
question their
grand,
sanity.
If you spend 100 grand on weed from Cushy Dreams, that's $25,000 you're not spending. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should do that. You should definitely do that right now. Just use our code.
exactly. Loud
Use
25.
our code so they know we sent you.
Oh, yeah. And with that, why don't you go and take that $100,000 you could go spend on this dude's car? Really nice car, mind you. And buy $100,000 of Cushy Dreams.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the good shit.
There is zero
Top shelf
chance that
salsa fucking up your circadian rhythm.
absolutely no chance that they're going to have that much stock or inventory at all.
Yeah,
But
you'll
that's
buy it
okay.
now.
buy what they have.
Yeah. See, usually they call that a hostile takeover, but that's what's called a cushy takeover. You buy all of their
Hell
products.
yeah, brother.
I'm pretty sure I know business.
Something like that.
Yeah. Look, Cushy Dreams, they got pre-rolls, they got Delta 8, Delta 9 gummies. They got loads of shit. We recommend them. We love them. Go to the
They
website.
I was just
Oh, you're
thinking about those Cushy Dreams gummies. They're
Oh,
so
God,
good.
yes.
But listen. You know, if you're like me, you don't have much money. My boys at Cushy Dreams, our boys at Cushy Dreams,
Yes.
they got you. They got you.
Hell,
Because
yes,
if
they
you
do.
enter code LOUD25 at checkout, you get 25% off.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's actually like
That's a
I
damn
know
good amount.
I know we're always like hyping it up, but seriously, 25% off is kind of insane.
It's a really good amount. If you do spend
I
100
question their
grand,
sanity.
if you spend 100 grand on weed from Cushy Dreams, that's $25,000 you're not spending. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should do that. You should definitely do that right now. Just use our code.
exactly. Loud
Use our
25.
code so they know we sent you.
Oh yeah. And with that, but yeah, I kind of drawn a blank now. Fuck.
I'm thinking about that Cushy Dreams. It got me distracted.
I am, yeah.
So
Yes.
you guys hear about Sonichu coin?
Oh god.
I posted this before in like a couple hours ago in our group chat,
Yeah.
but a Twitter ad from Sonichu FETH because
Oh,
that's
God.
fucking attention, all big in the minds. Sonichu pins, stickers, and shirts are now available on our website. I'm not going to share their website. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Get yourself some Sonichu ETH merch today.
And the person who posts it says, "Good God, Jesus, and the bear." There's a Sonichu cryptocurrency, which I found to be nice. I like that. I like that a lot more than the cryptocurrency. Although I will say, attention, all big in the minds is a good way to sell it.
Yeah.
Ride the lightning with Sonichu coin.
Oh my god.
There's
I mean, I'm certain that Chris is not involved in that.
Oh, not at all.
yeah,
No.
yeah, like
Like I
But that
guarantee
being
you.
said, if Chris did involve himself in some kind of Ethernet crypto coin scam, people would fucking go for it.
I hate this site. I'm so upset. They posted a picture
Oh,
of
Steve
Steve Irwin
Irwin.
with a
Photoshop.
Sonichu shirt. Also, they photoshopped him flipping the camera off, which Steve would never.
I mean, true. But it is, admittedly, the thought of Steve Irwin flipping someone off is kind of funny.
Oh, I get this, you can't.
Steve
also,
Irwin would probably flip off Chris Chan at least.
There's
Oh,
also Tom Cruise holding a baseball bat threateningly with a Sonichu shirt on.
I like that.
You know, the sad thing is, I could see that being real.
Okay. I like this one. It's fuck, what's his name? Dad. Chris Chan dad.
Oh.
You are fucking my
Bob,
wife, Chris. Yeah. He is photoshopped onto Mr. American Psycho, chopping up the guy that hit the B square, saying, "Stay away from that internet. I'm chopping it down."
Oh man, the Chris Chan memes. I mean, and the thing is, it still is any day now that he's going to come out with his real proper comeback. I mean, you know, somebody trying to profit off of Sonichu coin or whatever the fuck might be just what it takes for Chris Chan to go. That's not true and honest and get upset.
I don't support any of that.
Yeah, like that might be what it takes. He's supposedly been planning some kind of a return, but he's also got his new like girl toy.
Yeah, that's
he's-
strange.
He's got his low functioning autistic woman who apparently is also his wrangler, however that works.
Okay.
And his girlfriend. That's the going theory is that he is kissing and dating his like government wrangler person, but that she's also like a low functioning autistic woman. Which I don't think both of those are true. Probably maybe one of them is true. Probably not the I can't imagine Chris. Can you imagine if the new lore is Chris Chan made like a government wrangler, like social worker lady fall in love with him?
He rizzed her up to the extreme.
Yeah, that's the new lore.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's
what a time to be alive.
Chris isn't single.
On the other hand, the low functioning autistic girl is concerning because evidently she's I don't know, there was some theory that she was kind of out of it and not really that aware. I'm not too aware of what's going on in that scenario, but yeah, Chris is back. He's on the dating scene again. He's on the prowl.
Yeah.
Lock up your grandmothers.
Yeah.
Lock up your grandmothers, your moms, anyone old enough to possibly just. Ugh.
Any women old enough to wear a pink hat.
Ugh. God, that is
Jeez.
haunting.
So yeah, Sonichu is in the cryptocurrency scene,
Yeah.
and
Get
then
your
Chris is
speed
back on the
coin.
dating scene.
Well, no, Chris is off the dating scene.
Oh right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, fuck. That is horrifying.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a shame though. Chris was down bad for a long time after what happened with his mom. You know, he took a long time to get back to it, and I'm glad that he found someone again. You know, I felt like it was worrying. We thought that he could never love again after what happened with Barb, but you know, now he's moved on, and that's good for him. I'm glad.
They took her away from him, but it was okay in
Yeah, she was abusing him, much like that 16-year-old was abusing Yandere Dev. So it's good, you know,
the
it
end.
worked out in the
It
end.
all comes back.
It all
Worked out
circles
in the end.
back around.
So speaking of coming back around,
Yes.
we have a funny little update from our old friend Graham Linehan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Brianna Woo.
We can do that next though.
Sure.
So Graham Linehan says in an interview, "I was looking at buildings, deciding which to jump off. I wish you did." So he also goes on to say, quote, "There is no great trans film. Put a pin in that. There is no great trans creators of music. Put a pin in that. All the books that come out by trans authors are universally panned because of their incoherence. I don't have enough data to put an opinion on that. So, no great trans film."
Well, The Matrix.
I want you guys to look up. I want you guys to look up who made The Matrix. One of the most referenced and universally acclaimed films of all fucking
A
time.
movie which is also now being looked at as being a trans allegory in some way, and I don't know how true that necessarily is, but that's certainly a takeaway that a lot of people have had from it. So
yeah, and hey, that first film is really good.
Yeah, I'll stand up for the sequels a bit too. Not the new one necessarily.
I'll stand up for the second one.
I think the new one was like intentionally made to be shit.
Yeah, I think we brought this up before, but like it feels like the Psycho remake, where it's like literally just made to big studio just won't make another one.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the sequels as just stupid, weird action movies that went over my head and were too complicated, and therefore I thought I was smart for watching the movie. Because I was like, I'm watching a smart movie. I don't understand it. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Also, but
there's also the fucking Animatrix.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's also the movie Tangerine. I don't know if it's made by trans people, but it's a very acclaimed movie about trans people.
I haven't heard of it.
I think Tangerine. There was also somebody brought up. We're all going to the World's Fair, which I've heard is good, but I've never seen it, so that's.
Tangerine's a movie that was well known at the time.
It was shot on an iPhone.
Yeah, 2015 it came out, and it was shot on an iPhone, and it looked. A lot of people were like, "This looks better than insert big budget Hollywood effects machine here." Yeah, so there's definitely good movies, and Musicians was the second one.
I've heard that one.
The composer, the new composer for Minecraft and the composer for Celeste, games with pretty famously good music. Alina Rain.
Celeste music is in like every YouTube video essay these days. Yeah, it's like the new Wii Shop music.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, bangers.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
There's also like a shit ton that were posted in the comments of this tweet. Fucking where did the tweet go? I closed it. I'm stupid.
I believe one of the really big vaporwave artists is trans. I forget if it was Macintosh
Macintosh Plus. Yeah.
Wait, is seriously?
Yeah. I guess it was. And so I mean I don't know. If you'd consider vaporwave to be great, but like that's what I'm thinking. Like that's a whole genre where I'm thinking like the main person I could think of in that. I'm pretty sure it's them.
Vectroid.
Yeah, Vectroid is trans. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know about books either. I wouldn't
Yeah, I don't.
necessarily
Yeah,
know.
you're
I
asking
don't
us about
read
books.
enough.
Books.
I mean,
Books?
I read books, but I wouldn't necessarily specifically know about trans authors.
Yeah, I read the books with pictures in them. I have all of Steel Ball Run
Yeah,
right there.
audiobooks. I got you on audiobooks.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know enough about books to say anything about that, but like,
Tell you what, certain companies start sponsoring us, we might have an audiobook segment.
It's
yeah.
kind of like devalue, I don't know, the existence of these people and anything they have to say and whatever point they have to make. And like, no, none of it is good. It's all garbage. Like because what he's saying is like, there's no great trans movies. Is essentially like there is no great thing for trans people to say in a movie, and so they have no good art. Is kind of what he's saying. And like they
Well,
have no good books, they have no culture kind of thing, which
yeah.
is like just sort of trying to like, and I don't know if it's, I don't know what he gains out of this. He seems like such a miserable guy.
Well, the thing is,
He lost his Steam account. Of course, it's
yeah.
miserable. He doesn't get to play wet girl sloppy
Sex
sex
adventure,
seconds.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't get to play endless fucker.
It's endless fucker.
He doesn't get to play furry sex, a game which Claw actually has.
Hey?
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to beat furry sex.
Well, you could play Garfield Kart, but that's basically
True.
furry sex.
That's
True.
that might be
True.
worse.
I'm a professional Garfield Kart player.
You could be a professional Disney Speedstorm player.
I own both Garfield Kart and furry sex because of Tristan, so thank you.
Well, those games are sold in a bundle pack for about 25% off. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Wow.
Also, real quick, also on Graham Linehan, the world should remember Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint as cowards for turning on JK Rowling. Which,
No, I remember him as successful and rich.
yeah,
Well,
Jesus.
Like, no. Here's the wonderful thing I love about people just in general. In 30 years, when J.K. Rowling is probably dead, no one's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just going to
It's
be
like,
like, check
this
out these
is the-
famous movies.
It's much like
Well,
how
yeah.
if H.P. Lovecraft was alive today, we'd all be on Twitter bitching about the name of his cat, but guess what? The moment he died 10 years later, no one would give a fuck.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do
Well-
see a lot of people saying, like, wow, this guy comes kind of a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But
literally
also, he
most
wrote
of his
some
books,
bangers.
most of his books
Funny
are just
thing-
allegories for black people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
funny thing about it's like I don't want to be all left-wing dork.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that guy all the time. I don't want to be SJW man, but when I did buy a complete collection, I think it was a complete thing, but it was a big collection on Audible. And
Yeah.
I started listening to, I think it was Call of Cthulhu, or it was like Shadow over Innsmouth. It was one of the big ones.
Shadow over
And-
Innsmouth, I think, is, if you're talking about what I think you are.
Yeah, Rick, in the first like 20 minutes or something, he starts talking about the horrid, swarthy, black-skinned savages, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man.
yeah, that's
And
Yep.
there's
Yep.
just there's so much, and I remember back in the day when I first started getting into Lovecraft back in like a decade ago or something, and I would read some of it and I'd be like, wow, this is really confusing to me. This language that he's using, it really flies over my head. I guess that's the way they wrote back then. Fucking no, it isn't. Fucking you read a book from like 30 years before Lovecraft's time, like Sherlock Holmes. Fucking it reads fine. It's a normal book. Lovecraft was like a ponce who tried to, over intellectualize. He was like
he
the
was up his
the
own
Ben
ass.
Shapiro of his time. He would be like
Yeah,
super
he really was.
over intellectualizing about how the Mario movie was based or something.
Now, the Mario movie, it doesn't have any of those Coloroids in it, so obviously it's the best movie.
Writ large, yeah.
He writes so embarrassingly, like he would be like one of those YouTubers, you know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that being said, I do still think that there's a lot of great stuff that Lovecraft did write. I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got some really cool ideas and everything,
he
but
just
it
was
is
a
also
crazy weirdo.
well, it is also funny when you look at like, I mean, I don't know. you just look at like the a lot of his stories are just even when they aren't talking about horrid black-skinned whatever, it's talking about like just generally I'm really scared of that thing I don't understand or know or have any context of. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's like
I can't deal with not understanding it. I've gone insane. Oh.
the idea of something so so absurdly horrifying that your mind breaks when thinking about it is cool, but he just kind of overused it.
When you realize that that could basically just be referred to as seeing a Chinese man is like, I don't know.
For him, that would be mind breaking. Yes.
Yeah, like,
I did not comprehend the Chinese man, so I went insane.
Yes.
and then JK Rowling is similar because I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
If
she
people
wrote
are
a new book
already
recently that was apparently like something really absurd. I haven't heard too much about it, but
well, she's responsible. I think she wrote the two Fantastic Beasts movies, which were both
I think that's
They-
three of
or
them.
it's
They
three
were-
of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like all kind of bad from what I understand.
Yeah.
I got dragged to
Um,
see the third one, and let me tell you, if I never saw that again, I think I'd be the happiest man in the world.
I think they got worse. I think the first one is like the best one, and people still
Yeah.
don't really like it that much.
The third one had Mads Mikkelsen in it, which that was fine, but
Yeah.
was it the third one or the second? These movies are so bad.
Johnny
I can't remember.
Depp was in two of them, I think, and then he got replaced. I don't know.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got replaced because
Because of the herd situation, which was
Yeah.
dumb. But
Yeah, but like people are already looking at J.K. Rowling stuff through the lens of like, oh, you dislike this group of people, and it colors the writing in some regard. It's kind of funny,
yeah.
like when I finished Disco Elysium and I was really into it, I started looking up videos about it. Apparently, there was this thing that was going around. Most people look at it now because there was like some takeover thing that happened at the company, and the guy who wrote the game got like ousted. And most people are like, oh, he got kicked out because of corporate interests, and oh man, it proves that everything he said in the game was right. As it turns out, he was like kind of a bully, and he was a misogynist to one of the women that worked there, and there was all sorts of stuff about that, where it's like, yeah, I can't believe the guy who wrote this game about a horrible, unrepentant asshole who is also a likable guy was able to make something really great, but also be an unlikable guy. Like I don't know. It's just like, it's possible that like Harry Potter, you could read it now and be like, oh, interesting. Yeah, you hate this group of people. But then there's
Yeah.
also the thing about like the goblins being,
Yep.
Jews or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something different. So in the fourth book, because I started reading them a little while after the all of the J.K. Rowling shit fired up, because I was like, it'll probably be the last time, might as well. So the house elves, which are Dobby's race, his kind, they are basically wizard slaves, like the slaves of wizards. And Hermione in the fourth book was like, wow, this sucks. We should fight for elf rights, which she's kind of objectively in the right for doing that, but everybody else, every single other person besides like Dumbledore, fucking hates her for doing that shit. Like even Harry, who is designed to have no opinions because he's the fucking neo-lib self-insert, he thinks Hermione's annoying for this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that is strange. I don't remember that.
It wasn't in the movies.
I mean, I read the books too. I guess that's just something that washes over you as a kid.
Yeah, it was a pretty big part of the fourth one.
Man.
I think the fourth one is mostly marked by people remember it for just like Harry Potter. What was it? Dumbledore said calmly, and then in the movie he screams it.
He just shouts it. Yeah.
There's also the guy God, what's his name? Robert Pattinson is in that movie, and he gets like killed.
Yep.
He gets like killed. There's so much like missed opportunity shit. When I watched a video of a guy fuck it, what is his name? Dylan is in trouble is the channel. He's
Yeah.
watching through the Harry Potter movies, and I was like, man, that should have been a thing they exposed more. Like they looked more into that side of the world. They never did. They never go to any of the other like magical schools. Nothing is ever seen about that. You never see wizards in like the fucking US. I don't know. It's just a little disappointing how limited the scope is, which, I guess who would be able to believe that JK Rowling would have a limited perspective, a limited worldview.
Yeah. Well, eventually we do see America in the 1930s.
Okay, I don't remember that.
It was in
In the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember I watched the first one because I was sickened but curious. I was like, okay, wizards in the past, that could be cool. It ended really stupidly, and it had the kid who ended up becoming the Flash, Ezra Miller.
Oh boy.
Yep, Ezra
The
Miller's a
thing
part
is-
of all three of those movies, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The thing is like J.K. Rowling's a really funny person because like when the books were still happening, people were mad at her for like, oh, this should happen, blah blah blah, make Harry and Hermione a thing, whatever. And then when
Yeah.
that stopped happening, it was like, okay, she made her books and we like J.K. Rowling, great. And then a few years went by, and then it was like she started doing the thing where she would be like, the wizards telemography their shit out of their assholes.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they cast poopity fucking scoop on that shit.
And she would just make up this weird shit, and then started the virtue signaling.
Well,
When the
see,
biggest problem was that she was being too like left wing and annoying, and she was like, "Well, Hermione was always black, actually," and like,
And
no,
then
she
people
fucking
pointed out
super
to-
wasn't.
Yeah, she pointed out someone like pointed out two different places where it said she was pale.
Yeah. And there was all the thing during, I remember I mentioned this before, during like 2015-ish, there was all that stuff during the like migrant it was like the Syrian migrants or whatever. She was like, you have to let people into your homes. And it was like, shut up, JK. We know you don't have like anybody living in your fucking house.
yeah.
Trying to shame and guilt other people into like taking in other people from around the world that they don't know. It's like, you super don't have anybody that you're. Come on, JK,
It's
shut
like
up.
if this was thrown back at you, you wouldn't do half this shit.
Yeah, and so that was annoying. And then the fucking turf shit started.
Oh yeah.
And so it's
Well,
just
you
been an
also forgot
ongoing thing.
You forgot her making everybody gay. Like that was always the joke. Like J.K. Rowling will turn you gay.
Well,
because
I
she has
kind of
control of everything.
yeah, I factor that in with like her, random changes to like, oh, and now the wizards do this, and
Yeah, expecto
I mean,
citronum.
I think when they
To be fair,
Yeah,
with Dumbledore being gay,
yeah,
I didn't mind
with
that.
Dumbledore, it's written in and it
yeah.
makes sense.
It makes more sense when you look back. It's like okay.
Yeah, but then there's all this other shit.
Yeah, which is just funny again in retrospect how she tried to like virtue signal really hard, and now that it's like that bridge has been burned with all of the people that would have ever cared, and everybody else who wouldn't have cared about that shit, like who does, all the like right wing people probably don't want her around either.
Yeah, it's
So she just has
convenient
like
idiot.
nobody anymore.
Well, I don't understand like why she's decided to be like this lately. But it
Lack of relevance. I don't know.
gets her attention, I guess. I mean,
But speaking of transphobic people,
yes.
apparently.
Yeah.
Which I would have never assumed that. I guess it's like a black person can have internalized racism, I guess.
So for Kant,
Oh yeah.
Brianna Wu, ladies and gentlemen.
Brianna Wu. So if you were around back in the Gamergate days, you know who this person is.
Yeah, we
she
talked about him a couple
she
of
is,
Gamergate episodes we did.
She's a game developer,
Yeah.
in quotes.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Like, a
But,
game
you
did
know,
release.
yeah,
put
it did
something
Revolution.
out.
release,
She's
and
more of a game developer than Roguestar. We gotta give
she's
her that.
yeah, she's more of a
True.
game developer than any of us are.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Hey. I mean, I
She's also
I did some alpha testing, but
Yeah, but you know.
she's also an aspiring congresswoman.
Right.
Funnily enough, actually, she's been a bit cagey on whether or not she's actually trans, which, I mean, it's interesting. I feel
Huh.
like if you were trans, you would be like, yeah, I'm not trans, or I am trans. You
Yeah.
know, like I feel like you would say which one you are. You know, be proud about it. Well,
Yeah.
apparently, I guess she isn't proud about it if she is. So, Banna Woo's been having a fucking beef with some other trans person,
yeah.
trans woman, and like in a group chat, she's just dogging on her, saying all kinds of like, transphobic shit. Like she actually just straight up uses the word transvestite, which is it's definitely a word that people don't really use much anymore.
Yeah, you don't hear that one a lot now.
She's also she also just doesn't well that's the thing. She outwardly on her Twitter account says that she supports non-binary people, but then in the in the group chat, she at the very least presents an opinion that challenges that. I'm not really going to go as far as to say that she doesn't support them because it's just a lot of like it's kind of dancing around the issue. Everyone's like, oh well, not she, they, or it's all very confusing, and a lot of this
Right.
doesn't really have much context. But I will say, even though she's wrong on the trans stuff and the non-binary stuff, she actually does say a few things in here that are like not bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, let me find it. I don't think it's on this screenshot. Here we go. So she says that she said nothing about the BLM riots because she didn't want the trouble, which fair. A lot of people use that as basically an excuse to go and steal shit, to go and loot. And I mean,
Yeah.
like both races, literally everybody.
Well, also
Like,
every
hey, time to
people.
cause some fucking problems.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember fucking Pat was talking about how his brother is the type of person who like, yo, there's a riot going on, let's go loot, like
Yeah,
kind of thing. But also that was the type of thing where if you said something either way, it was just like people would use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I already don't like you, so now this just like confirms it for this reason or that reason. And I'm like,
yeah.
it makes sense to stand out aside from that a bit.
And then she also says like, she said nothing when the tankies started taking over the Democrat Party because she didn't want the trouble. And yeah,
What is a
fuck
tanky again?
communist.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it's like a different
There,
version.
there's
Yeah.
there's a very specific like subsect of communism, but it's communism.
Right. Okay.
You don't really need that much of
Now, do you mean like Bernie Sanders or?
Like deeper than Bernie.
Yeah, like Viva la Revolution. I'm gonna have
Like
to mention.
Maoism was okay level.
Yeah,
uh comrade senator type of thing? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, but like she's cool on both of those points because yeah, I mean those kind of sucked. But then like there's all the trans stuff, and I feel like she would. Well, I personally very heavily believe that she is trans. I've seen,
Yeah.
there are photos and
I mean,
documents of
it's
her before
fucking
she
news.
transitioned.
It's fucking news to me. If you're telling me that she's not trans or she's cagey about it or whatever, that's fucking news to me. Because I
Yeah,
swear to
genuinely,
God, there
it was
was
news to me too.
a lot of fucking people back in the day. The whole thing with her was always green text she or green text
Yeah,
her. And people being, thinking that they're the funniest guy in the room because they're, the fifth person to have said that in the chat already. and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And like, you know, like people would often point out, like back during Gamergate era, people would. I remember during the Gamergate thing, there would be people that would try to like dig up her past, like that fart guy.
What?
You know,
Huh? The who? Excuse me?
do you
I don't remember any
remember
fart guys.
press fart to continue? That guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like
Yeah.
a fart fetish guy. I was like, hold
Yeah,
on a second.
I think
We need
he
to talk
was.
about that.
I don't know. He was. I remember he got in trouble for like stalking Dodger or something. But that's just from what I remember from back then. I don't know. I don't know how true it is, but
There was some guy who stalked Dodger a lot.
he
That
was.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it may have been him, but he was in Gamergate. I believe it was him. I might just be completely throwing this guy under the bus, but it was somebody, I think it might have been him, who would be like, "This is Brianna Woo, aka John Flint," and go through their whole like life story before transition or whatever,
Yeah.
and dead naming and yada yada yada, and people would point out that like, you don't need to, this is kind of going
Yeah.
after this person's identity or whatever.
Attack the
And
idea, not the person.
right, and yeah, so but like people would point that out, and now it's like news to fucking me if it's actually secretly. Point is that there is a known person that she was, that was, there was a transition, and yeah, so I don't know what the caginess about that would be. I'm very confused about that.
I'm not
If
sure
she's
either.
just not proud of it or something, I guess,
Yeah, so I mean, I get it. It's like I get why they don't usually want to deal with that, but
Yeah, but if there's like a lot of, I don't know, if you're, shitting on other people in your community and
true.
shutting them down and stuff, and it's like, I thought I could come to you, you're also trans. Oh no, it turns out you hate me and judge me too. Like that could be pretty bad for whatever
Yeah,
person that was. Who knows what
it's
isn't
rough to
being
think
seen.
about.
Yeah.
I will
On
say,
their end. Yeah.
just despite all the things that we've said, Brianna, if you're somehow listening to this, if you want to come on, let us know. We'll probably reach out to you because
Yeah, I did
just
I
yeah.
did post a funny haha tweet under a post she made about commentary YouTubers, saying, "Hey,
Oh
want to come on
boy.
a podcast of a failed YouTuber?" So hey, who
Hey,
knows?
let's go.
Hey.
Nah, but like seriously, if we're wrong about something,
Yeah.
let us know.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey.
I've said before I want to have Brianna Wu. I was behind Brianna Wu since her congressional campaign. Ever since we saw that fucking
I really want to ask about that fucking Moonrocks tweet.
the
I
lo-
need to know.
I
I
need
need
to
to know.
know the logo that she has that looks, and I've said it before, her logo that she wanted to have on like her campaign signs, like yard signs. It looked like a gothic, like Castlevania Sonic level. It was like a Sonic Halloween level layout. It was like all slanted and slopey and swoopy. And I can't believe that she thought that that would be good, or whoever works for her thought that that would work well on like a campaign sign, like a vote for me yard sign.
To be
Ever
fair,
ever since I saw that, I was on board the Brianna train. That and the Moon Rocks.
to be
Okay.
fair, if that was like a TV show logo or their game logo, that wouldn't be too bad.
It's a
But
fun logo, but it's just not the right
maybe it's not
setting.
maybe it's not a campaign logo.
Man.
So let's see, what else have we got? Oh yeah, Devil May Cry anime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm happy about that. I'm not big
Yeah.
on the art style, but honestly, I'm very willing to see where they go because I haven't caught up with Castlevania. I I dropped it right before everyone got mad that Alucard had sex.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have to like watch more of it, but like I liked what I saw of the Castlevania anime, and this. I mean, we only have like a 5-second teaser of it, like because the trailer is 32 seconds, and like over half of it is just logos,
Mm.
but it looks good.
Oh yeah. I'm excited that
So
we're actually getting like more Devil May Cry stuff. You know?
yeah,
Well, people are
honestly,
suggesting that the Devil May Cry show might cross over with Castlevania. Um,
that would be interesting to see. I don't think that would happen.
It would be
mm,
interesting if it could.
I mean, Devil, the one of the most famous crossovers of all time, of course, is Devil May Cry in SMT Nocturne.
Well, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I would say that there's precedent for that maybe happening. The new Castlevania show, at least apparently the first episode. I don't know if all of it is out, but it's out. Some of it's out, and apparently it's not that great. It's getting a 7.9. It could be better.
I
I
think
saw a
7.9
video that
is
was
solid.
yeah, it's solid. I saw a video that said that it was like it missed the mark or something. I didn't watch it, but I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's
Wait,
out. I
so
didn't realize it was out.
there's a new Castlevania show.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
based on Richter and
It's
like Rondo
Castlevania
of Blood.
Nocturne.
Oh, okay. I thought they rebooted it. Like,
No,
buddy,
no,
they had like
it's the
4
next gen.
seasons.
Yeah, no, this is a direct follow-up. It has Richard Armitage who played Trevor, probably as like a voiceover or something. He's in the cast here. And yeah, this is the one thing I remember from the trailer. The animation looked really good, but also they used the actual series music and it had like a, anime guitar kind of thing going on.
Alright.
As opposed to just like downbeat da 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 Netflix music, which was all over that last show.
I mean, I
So
didn't mind the music.
it
It
was
definitely
fine.
needed more of the original music, but I mean, it was okay.
It was fine. I don't know. It's just like for a series that's so known for its music, it used like one song all fucking 4 seasons. Unless it was
Yeah.
like incredibly, subtle with it. It was like in the background, maybe they were using like some kind of a thing, but it was not very obvious what they were doing with the music if it was like based on the games, and it didn't really fit that well. There was also all the weird swearing that didn't fit that well. I don't know. I
Yeah,
gotta
I
watch
will
the new
say
show.
I wasn't big on the swearing, but also it's just something I can ignore.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing. It didn't ruin it for me, but it felt like it was. I mean, I don't mind swearing, obviously, but it felt specifically like if Shadow the Hedgehog was swearing.
Yeah,
Like,
it did kind of feel like somebody kind of did a first draft with the swears and then just kind of didn't change until then.
Yeah.
well, it's the same with the stuff like Alucard fucking and all of that. It just seemed kind of unnecessary. Like, they were trying to be edgy, they were trying to be provocative. And it's like, just give me the Castlevania show, man. Come on.
Exactly.
But for the most part, I'd say the first one was pretty good generally, especially toward the end. A lot of people had issues with the characters from Curse of Darkness, the PS2 game. It's one of my favorite Castlevania games. A lot of people don't like it. There's a great fucking Dragon Force song based on it, but
Nice.
Curse of Darkness has Isaac and Hector, and Hector is the guy. He looks like fucking Alucard. He's basically just Alucard in that game, but like different. But he looks, he's this guy with like silver hair or whatever. Isaac in that game is in the game is like this leather bound fucking jabroni dude with like red hair, and he's a white guy, and he's got, or maybe Japanese, whatever, but in the anime he's a black guy with a shaved head, and he's got like robes on. He looks completely entirely different, and I can't tell you how much I prefer him in the anime, because the
Yeah,
fucking game,
I loved him in the anime.
he's just a boring, lame anime jabroni in the fucking game. And in the anime, he's like a cool guy, and he goes to the desert, and there's a whole scene with him and the fucking corpse ball monster from, Castlevania, and that's really
Fucking
great.
he fucking self-flagellates, which is like kind of balls.
Yeah, and people don't like what they did with Hector being like a cucky wussy beta boy also. But I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
He
I didn't
seems like
mind it.
he seems like the type to have always been a simp.
The entire game, he's running around going, "My darling Rosalie!" So, like, I could see him being a bit of a bitch. I don't know. Yeah, I like the anime. I got to see the new one. And yeah, when is the Devil May Cry one out?
It's in
It's coming out
pre-production.
sometime.
Oh, okay. Because I remember they did announce that like years ago. We talked about it last time. I think they also announced like a Hyper Light Drifter anime and
Yeah.
like a bunch of other shit. We might have talked about it during Halo Night actually.
I
Come to
think, I
think of
think, I
it,
think we
but
did talk about during Halo.
yeah. No, it was like they announced a few things, and Devil May Cry was one of them. It's funny that it took them this long. Because there's also that show
Well,
Blood of Zeus that's not related to anything, but it's made by the same animation studio.
well, see, the thing is, they've done a Castlevania anime before. It's just this one is new, and
Yeah.
probably won't have a little girl in it. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, it actually might because it does have a young woman in the cast named Pixie Davies playing. Well, yeah, Maria Renard is in this.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, it's based directly on Rondo and Symphony. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's exciting. I hope they do it right. Those are important games to translate if you're gonna
Yeah.
continue this. If there's gonna be like, I would hope for Soma, the Dawn of Sorrow.
That's if they're doing it
That series.
timeline. If they're doing it timeline wise, that's going to be a long way off because that was like in the 2030s.
Yeah, that's like the future. That's the last point in the series, I think. Oh
Yeah,
no, I think Order of Ecclesia might be after.
I think
That
Order
might
of
be it.
Ecclesia is the 1800s. Like,
Yeah, no, because that's just the last one that like Igarashi made. I'm thinking that's the last, but no, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's like the 2030s or 2040s for the Sorrow games. So that would be later, but I don't know what else. The one thing that would be really awesome if they made a show based on Julius Belmont, the one who like basically never got a
yeah,
game, and he was in like the 1999 war against Dracula. Make a whole series about fucking that. That would be
yeah, that
awesome.
that seems really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, or just make a fucking video game about that, but I don't trust Konami to do that. I
Me
think wasn't
neither.
there some news about the Silent Hill game, the sequel, the remake of
Um,
Silent Hill 2? I
so
thought there was some news about that.
the only news we've gotten is kind of a rumor. The rumor is apparently they put even more dev time into it because of the feedback, and we're not going to see it for a little while longer.
You know what? Cool.
Honestly,
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
okay
best.
with that. But considering it's a Bloober team, please
Well, if they're
God,
listening to feedback, that implies that maybe they'll listen to how many people are going, warning signs when they hear fucking Bloober Team, and they're like, maybe we should self-reflect on what we've done wrong.
eh,
Hopefully.
I'm hoping this comes out good because
There
If it
was,
doesn't, that's gonna suck.
yeah,
here's the thing: Bloober visually can do it. That's the thing. Visually, they can do it. Like the medium is a very pretty game. Dear God, don't let them touch a fucking story.
Yeah. Just keep the story exactly the same. It might be good.
Yeah, just I'm just hoping this ends up well. That's the only thing I'm kind of praying for.
yeah. There was also, what was it, Silent Hill If or whatever that was
Uh,
also coming out.
yeah, it's Silent Hill F, or
F.
depending if they decide to actually title like this, but Silent Hill Forte, which because of the way the F is shaped, it's
Yeah.
Then there's Townfall, which we don't know anything really about. That's a spin-off game done by the people who did a game called Observation a few years ago, which was really fucking good. So, alright. Apparently, Supermassive had pitched something similar, and that ended up turning into the Dark Pictures games. So, hey.
Yeah, I mean, never been a big Silent Hill guy, but it's interesting to see what Konami's choosing to do with their like franchises. Because they're kind of coming back
Yeah.
and they've like realized they have some value in like Metal Gear or whatever. Castlevania is still maybe not. Maybe they still don't care that much about Castlevania. But you know, Contra a little bit. They seem to care a little bit about Contra.
They don't care enough to make Rogue Core a good game, though.
No. It is available on fucking PS Plus, I think. And I might
what a
play it.
value.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. But the new one is coming out. It looks kind of garbagey. But Castlevania, I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, because that's my big Konami series. I mean, I also like Metal Gear a lot, but I kind of prefer Castlevania. And so it's interesting that like it's just basically had no games for like a decade or more than a decade now. But they've had one of the few successful anime or like video game adaptations in the West anyway. It was an anime, but it's like a Western thing, and it's not just a complete Resident Evil situation, and like that was notable. Meanwhile, Metal Gear is getting another like remake thing going on, MGS3,
Yeah.
and it's getting the fucking collection that apparently runs worse than it did on the PS2.
Well, to be fair,
that's
only on
the
Switch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Switch is
okay.
running
well,
them 30 frames.
Also,
well, no,
it is...
hang on. No, that still sucks because the fucking HD collection is on 360 and it's running shit at 60 FPS.
True.
Well, see that's the thing. It was old, like it was pre-production stuff. So it not pre-production, but like pre-release. There we go.
Yeah.
It was pre-release, so it might not be fucked.
That and they might
Hopefully.
patch it later.
I hope not for that. I hope if they put it out, they put it out for real.
Yeah.
But it's possible that it doesn't run worse, but also I'm waiting till release to like see if I'm interested in that whole thing.
Yeah.
True.
No, I mean, yeah, they're doing that. They've got this whole Silent Hill initiative.
Yeah,
Castlevania is still basically nothing. Contra, a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, we were getting a remake.
They're doing like well, they never really stopped with Yu-Gi-Oh games. That was the other really big Konami series.
That's the thing, though. They don't really keep those up to date. Like, yeah, like the most recent one. It was released in like 2020 on the Switch only for some reason. Actually, I think it was released on Steam, but like after. But Legacy of the Duelist: Link Evolution. That stopped getting new cards like a couple months after it launched. And like, typically for a Yu-Gi-Oh game, you want it to have the most up-to-date cards. Because
I would assume so, yeah.
Because typically you have like old sets that just every so often they'll just put out new support cards for that. And then it'll make it good again. And then it'll stop being good in like 3 months because something else power creeped.
Yeah.
I could talk for a while about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, having new cards is like very important, and Konami ain't been really that good at that.
So they're not even fucking keeping up to date with that series. Damn.
Yeah, Konami does a lot. I mean, they did release that one that's on PlayStation 4 and 5 and everything, but I don't know if that's up to date still. The
which one?
Yu-Gi-Oh game for. Let me look it up.
Yeah, there's probably like 4 or 5 on PS4 and PS5.
Master Duel.
Oh boy, Master fucking Duel. I'm not sure if it's up to date, but it uses a different rule set and a different ban list from current TCG Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, that sounds problematic.
Oh yeah, like there's this one card that it's not banned in Japan and like Asian countries, but it's banned everywhere else, called Max C. It's cockroaches, by the way, which I think is funny. But it's like extremely annoying to play against. And everyone's been like, ban this fucking card. But Konami, for some fucking reason, they keep banning cards that like play really well with it, but not the card itself.
So they've done to keep the card in play, but not make it as useful, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's always going to be useful because it has an overpowered effect.
Yeah.
Let's see. Max C. Let me read it here. During either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Semicolon. This turn, each time your opponent special summons a monster, immediately draw one card. You can only use one Max C per turn. But a monster also with a parentheses S.
Oh shit.
Modern
Oh, no.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is extremely reliant on card advantage and special summons.
Yeah.
So if your opponent special summons, which they're gonna do because that's the modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, you get stupid amounts of card advantage.
Oh fuck.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand most of what you said there, but that's pretty crazy. Damn, that's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Man.
yeah, it's a bit rough on Master Duel. Speaking of rough,
Yes.
speaking of things being rough in
Yes.
certain areas,
Oh shit.
that would be a really fun like sponsor segue into like soothing cream
That are like
lotion or something.
manscaped.
Yeah, but breaking.
Yes.
The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake trailer has been made private.
Yeah.
Previous tweets and posts about the game have also been deleted.
They're like getting rid of. Aren't they like?
I think
they're privating the whole fucking E3 event where they revealed that.
They're privating the separate trailer. I think the full thing is still available.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
I guess they're really hiding that.
Apparently, it's not been canceled, but like,
but it's damn
I don't
close
believe
to being canceled.
that.
Well, like,
I really don't believe that because
they
they didn't only just delete the trailers; they also deleted posts like talking about it with like still frames.
There were still frames. I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, I mean, it like still frames like from the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like if Twitter will fucking work for once, like this. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. This image of Revan has been used like fucking incessantly. And sadly, I'm not going to put that picture in the thumbnail because it's already getting really fucking crowded. But if you look up Knights of the Old Republic remake, you're going to see a picture of Revan holding up his lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's that picture.
Yeah, and so this picture, this is basically pretty much the only thing they showed in that trailer. It was like a teaser.
Just Revan walking out, igniting his lightsaber and looking at the camera.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, I mean, they're canceling this probably. Like I was gonna say, do they have the option for do they have the option for like pre-orders? Have people already been pre-ordering the game?
I don't think they have.
Knowing Amazon, there's probably like Amazon stuff pre-orders for it, but other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay, well then that wouldn't be it. I'm worried that that would be like some kind of scam. Like, no, we're still making it. Just hold your horses.
Yeah.
But the other one that's like kind of shrouded in mystery is the Quantic Dream Star Wars game. That's coming out.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah, which I don't know if there's any news about that, if there's been anything recently. But they have, I don't know, they announced that, and I remember when they announced it, it was like, boy, that looks cool, and then like the last thing on the trailer was Quantic Dream, and we were all like, oh.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't know if David Cage is even going to be involved with that, but
I don't know if he's still working for him anymore.
Yeah, because he got in trouble for various isms and phobias.
For being a bit of a weirdo.
Being a bit of for filming fucking actors without their consent and putting nude models in video games of them.
Very cool guy, very nice guy.
Yeah.
So,
I'm David Cage.
Very David Cage.
Yeah, no, I mean that game, when they showed stuff from it, it did look kind of interesting though. And I do remember when they showed off the Knights of the Old Republic game, people were mostly just upset because, well, for one thing, it was announced that Aspire, the like port company, was making it. which I don't
Yeah.
think they've ever made a game like a full game, which
Well,
doesn't mean they can't, but
here's the
it's
thing.
questionable.
If at the time of the announcement, I was like very confident that Aspire could do it because nobody knows Knights of the Old Republic better than Aspire because they fucking ported it 18 bajillion times.
Yeah, that
But
is fair.
now Aspire's kind of, I don't like Aspire that much no more.
Yeah, because there was also a whole
Yeah.
thing. I think you mentioned a few episodes ago. There was a whole thing with KOTOR 2's like
Yep.
old cut content restoration thing on the Switch, and they just like gave up on doing that. So now the game is unfinished.
Yeah.
That's super cool of them, and clearly they weren't spending their time. I don't know. There's gonna be videos like what happened videos made about all this, and I'm like,
Oh
where
yeah.
were what was the studio doing? What was the manpower? What were the like? How many people work at Aspire? That kind of thing. The numbers. The other big thing when it was announced was Sam Maggs, the traffic cone rape lady, was apparently going to be writing for it, and everybody was having a poop fest. People like the quartering were like, the game is ruined, they're attacking your masculinity or something.
Honestly, for me, that's not the issue. I don't give any. I do not give a single fuck about like, oh, this is now woke because something. I was
Yeah.
not happy because she outwardly stated that she didn't like the original, which is
Oh,
like,
yeah, this thing
Well,
was doomed from the fucking start.
see, here's the thing. That could be fine in a series that kind of sucked.
yeah, like if they remade Devil May Cry 2 and somebody who was working on it said, "Yeah, I fucking hate this game. I'm gonna make it so much better,"
Oh
then
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
fucking
That
do
would
it,
be great.
please,
Yeah.
for the love of God.
yeah. Oh, believe
But
me, very
like,
few games where they could go
Imagine,
back in time and fucking delete that shit
well,
forever.
Hideki Kamiya is no longer with Platinum. Maybe he can make the Devil May Cry 2 remake we all deserve.
If Capcom could drop the
God, we hope.
biggest
We can only
bag,
hope.
drop that on him. Just give him all the money. Just smartest move you can
Yeah.
make, Capcom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but this was like a lot of people were comparing Aspire to like Blue Point and how they basically more or less remade from the ground up. I mean, there was a lot of source code taken, but it was like a new engine and everything. Demon Souls.
Yeah.
It was basically their own game, and people were like, wow, yeah, this is big. They should just make their own game, blah blah blah. And so people kind of looked at Aspire that way. Sam Maggs though was one for me where I didn't even know about that, but I mean, I don't know about woke. I always just knew her as being like very annoying. She was one of those fucking people on Twitter
Yeah,
who would
just
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 like argue,
a
like,
little bit dumb.
yeah, one of those like Zoe Quinn types of homeboys who and of course the thing about being raped by traffic cones in GTA 5 will just never stop being funny to me. I will
Yeah,
always
fucking
be playing that
commercial.
at just tiny like 1% opacity. I'm seeing that at all times in my brain. So, you know.
These attacks are eerily realistic.
Yeah, and she is also responsible for the writing, at least partially she's responsible for Call of Duty Vanguard, which was
Yeah,
another really
which
dumb storyline.
I can't even remember what happened to that story though. That's honestly like
She's also
very
kind of
forgettable.
responsible. Well, that game was the one where they sold it on. Oh, there has never been characters in Call of Duty before that anyone ever liked. This game will have characters that people like for once.
See, honestly, I can't even
And
remember how they marketed it.
the character, one of them was the one played by Laura Bailey, who just looks like
Yeah,
Laura Bailey, and it's I am a cool badass sniper lady who kills Nazis. Epic. And that was the character. And
Yeah.
and that was the only character anybody remembers. But then she also did Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I think
yeah.
she was at least partially on that. I don't know if she like lead wrote it or anything. And that game's okay. That one's got an okay, not too annoying kind of dialogue. It's not too
Yeah,
quippy or anything. It's a bit
it's
like
it's
that, but
it's
not too
as
bad.
quippy as the rest of the series.
Yeah,
Like,
it fits in with the series. So like, I don't know, she might be all right potentially, but if she says she doesn't like the game, then that might be a fucking clue why this is that might be one reason why this was not going well. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I just
But then
Honest.
we talked about this a little while ago. Well, didn't they like switch developers at some point?
yeah, it went from Aspire to
Yeah, I don't
someone
know.
else who I cannot
I
remember.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot who.
I'll look into that real quick.
But I'll just be honest. I'm kind of glad that it's possibly maybe canceled, because like
Mm,
I just didn't really see it being good.
I
Because
don't
like
know. I could definitely see it. I mean, the game has
Fuck.
it's rough around the edges a bit, you know.
I mean, if they had just if the stated intention was just better graphics, more involved gameplay, make it instead of a CRPG,
Yeah,
make it an action RPG. If it was
exactly.
just that, cool. But like from the leaks and rumors, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's going to be like a meld between the first game and the second game,
Oh
and
no.
it's going to be like, oh, there's new writers and there might even be new party members." And then like it's just
Oh yeah,
like
you don't need that.
you don't need any of that.
I mean,
Like
new
it's
party
especially
members, that's just kind of like
well,
a Persona 5 Royal thing. Like, new game, whatever, they add someone new, but like trying to blend the stories of two
yeah,
games is kind of stupid.
especially because the games work so well in tandem. Like
Yeah.
melding them together is going to erase the identity of the original and the tone and like
Well,
deeper meaning of the second one, and
there's
it's just
like
gonna
enough
take it
going
away.
there's enough going on in the first one. You don't need to overcomplicate it with shit.
Exactly.
I don't know what
Oh,
happens in the
Then
second game.
make us yeah, like make a second one, a second remake, finish it instead of
Yeah,
having it be
exactly.
unfinished like the original
And then
well,
maybe
Cyberpunk
make a
2.
third game if you want, if it is
Yeah.
received
so
well,
so
Imagine
currently
that.
currently the KOTOR remake is in development by Saber Interactive, who are
You know
notably
what?
prolific.
Prolific,
I'm
huh?
fine-ish with Saber Interactive. They fucked up Halo Anniversary a lot, but also that was kind
Mm,
of going off of like
Yeah,
a broken half-finished PC port.
yeah,
yeah.
they kind of forced into that one a little bit. They're like, shit, gotta fix this and this and that, you know.
So I'm more receptive to them than current Aspire.
I mean, but like, it seems like the game's fucking canceled or something, and I don't know why that would be.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just development issues. Maybe
Yeah.
fuck it. Who knows? Maybe Disney decided they didn't want it in current canon. Who
Well,
knows?
Disney, yeah, I guess it could be a Disney thing. Because Disney is trying to do a new Old Republic thing, and I don't remember if, because I think
Well,
they announced that after they announced
no. The
KOTOR.
High Republic's been a thing for like 4 years now,
Okay.
yeah.
and it's also like about 100 years before Phantom Menace, whereas
Oh,
Knights of
I
the
see.
Republic was like 4,000 years before New Hope.
I thought that was full on Old Republic, a new canon, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's like Diet Coke Old Republic.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know that they would want to do that then. I mean, unless they're planning something.
You'd hope, but
I don't know.
But then that would be what they were planning, wouldn't it? You'd
mm,
think, I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe they tried to force in like stuff relating to the fucking sequel trilogy or some shit.
that does
I
seem like something they
mean,
would do.
I mean, I don't see
I
how they
wouldn't
fucking could, but like,
I wouldn't be against it for like planets and stuff, because like
yeah.
that's stuff you could realistically put in. But if like Finn shows up and he's just like Ray, just
No.
like in the middle of the fucking wilderness, like yeah,
No, it would be like an ancient Palpatine or some fucking shit. It would be
oh
like the
god,
first ever Palpatine
somehow Palpatine's always existed.
Somehow, he's here
somehow.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I was playing the original a couple months ago or like a month ago, and I kind of stopped, but I'll probably pick it up again soon. And it was pretty good. The combat is really hard to get into though. I mean, it's like by the time I figured out what I was doing, it's now too easy. By the time I was
Yeah.
playing it, it's like, oh, this is just really simple now. You just like
Yeah.
click two buttons and every fight is over. And
Flurry with 2 lightsabers is just actually overpowered.
yeah, and you get a few different force users in your team, set them up with like a script thing that gets them to do moves, and yeah, every fight is over really quickly.
Yeah, I would say keep going though, because like I told you before,
Yeah.
the second one is really tied to playing the first one first, because you see like the aftermath of all of the shit that's happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to do that. And that's also kind of, I don't know, it's just interesting how big those games were and how much they led into Mass Effect, because that
Oh
was the
yeah.
same thing of like buy the second game to see what happened from the first game. And they did a whole series with that, and they also kind of fucking botched that, so
Well, hey, at least with Mass Effect, the third one fucking released.
yeah.
True.
No, but there was a third Old Republic. It was an MMO. BioWare also made it.
I'll fucking turn your possessions into personal effects.
And if you signed up, you can never unsubscribe. Have fun.
Ugh. The humanity.
So,
Ding dong
so
Banu.
speaking of some just really good business decisions,
Yeah.
you guys here, this is pretty breaking news like a few hours ago. WWE 2K22 is shutting down its servers. It's been active for a year and a half.
Huh,
Wow.
huh.
Yeah, with a lot of
Wow.
these like wrestling and like sports games, it's really dumb to buy them.
Sports games are just so sad now because, like, you think about like in the N64, PlayStation era, SNES especially, and even like GameCube, sports games were huge. Everybody had a sports game. Everybody had a baseball game or like a hockey or like an MX versus ATV kind of deal or something like that. And nowadays it's all run by like 2K and EA, and the games are awful and they get worse
There's
every year, and they're
there's
scams.
one. There's one that's run by fucking Konami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit show. I remember that. Speaking of Konami, yeah, there was one they did a couple years ago that was like the main character video game of the month that everybody was clowning on. Uh
Those
eh,
are always fun. I always like when those are around.
yeah, but there is that, and then like EA has fucking football and soccer. And there used to be like hockey games. I don't think there still are.
There are, it's just they aren't, you don't see them as often.
Yeah,
Mm,
I don't think they're yearly. I think they're just like every couple years.
I
I think
haven't seen a hockey game like sold
because
in a while.
Joel got his dad a PS5 just so he could play a hockey game.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe in Europe there's like a
also,
Europe exclusive thing.
also, so Joel could get back his fucking PS4
Uh,
because he let his dad borrow his PS4 to play
hey,
a hockey game.
he needs to finally play that copy of Rikio that he had in the drive for like 3 years or something.
I would be willing to bet that it's still in there.
Yeah, no, I mean like hockey games, I don't know. I don't think there's much of that. The only one that's still the only main like big time sport that's still got a decent game profile, a game showing is MLB The Show. I think those games are generally pretty good and don't have too many problems or anything. But like football's to shit, basketball is awful, barely any hockey games, and then wrestling is terrible. I've seen videos from people that are into racing games like Emblem and Reykjavik, talking about how fucking Formula One or like NASCAR racing games have been steadily declining for like a two decades or something.
Yeah.
And like there was a video from Emblem talking about the best NASCAR game by Metacritic score was released in 2002. And if you went back in time and told someone that this is the height of your fucking series, like how sad that would be.
Yeah.
And just all of these games, sports games used to be a big deal, and now they're just like awful, awful. All of them are awful, unless it's like the odd Tony Hawk game or like Riders Republic or some shit like that, you know.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm looking here. EA did just release, or if I'm reading this right, are releasing at the end of the month a World Rally Championship game for $50. So that is surprising.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, they're not charging $700 for it?
They're not.
Wow.
And funny enough, this came when I was looking for NHL, like the new one, because I just said type EA. They do have an NHL game. It is the advertised version is $100 if they released, but it's 70 for the main game. But there is an NHL game still.
I wonder if the NHL games are okay, because you always hear about how each new FIFA or Madden is like the worst game ever on Metacritic and Steam or something, and then like a week later nobody's talking about it anymore. And so maybe NHL games are like just under the radar and they're okay. I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe that's a different division of EA Sports or something.
visually it looks fine, but
Mm.
I'm just going by the little trailer they got on the PlayStation Store.
EA Sports used to do like SSX as well. They had that like SSX reboot back in like 2012, I want to say.
Yeah, and it was okay. It wasn't great, but
people did not respond well to that game. I remember people were not into it.
People don't respond well to a lot of things, honestly.
I mean, like people, I don't know. I remember just people on V were really down on it because it wasn't quite as wacky as like the old games or new EA or whatever. But I don't remember seeing any actual footage from it, and it died pretty quick.
It is. If you have any of the newer Xboxes, it is backwards compatible and on Game Pass, so that's something.
Oh yeah. I should play it at some point, but
I would be down to play it online if you ever want to do that too, because I haven't played that game in such a long time, but I remember it being pretty fun.
EA Sports used to be a big deal, and now like they've just died such a death. It's unfortunate. And I mean, EA itself obviously sucks, but
yeah.
Well, it's a shame because like I used to like a lot of games that EA put out.
True.
Yeah. Wasn't there some news about fucking Sony stuff? Because Sony got hacked like twice.
Yeah. So what it seems like that was more like corporate data that, from everything I've seen, it doesn't seem like we have anything to be worried about.
Right.
It just seems like there's a breach of some corporate data, and even then, it seems like they didn't get much. So them kind of like touting it out as big league, little embarrassing, guys. Try harder next time.
Well, then there was
hack them more this next time. Come on.
Yeah.
We want the juicy deets, and also probably not our credit card information. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we prefer not that. I mean, it's okay if you guys hack it, I guess, but if just don't make a big deal about it. That's just bougie, frankly.
Don't overblow what you're doing when clearly you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Jim Ryan stepped down, didn't he?
Yeah, Jim Ryan is retiring after 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a little wild to think about. That he's been in the industry that long. CEO since 2019 and pretty controversial.
I mean, I remember thinking that it was coincidental that this happened right after this hack thing, but I guess that's kind of minor, so it's probably unrelated.
Yeah, from what I'd say, it was probably like planned in advance. It just was shit timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have. I've got one last thing personally.
I also have one last thing.
Do you want to go first, or?
Let me see. What is it? Do I have? You go first.
Okay. So the FBI indicts a Wall Street banker for doing crimes over Xbox Live.
Oh yeah, this thing.
Yep. A newly unsealed FBI indictment accuses former analyst of Goldman Sachs of insider trading, allegedly using Xbox to pass tips to close friends. The friend group earned over $400,000 in ill-gotten gains as a result. There's no tracing Xbox chat, the analyst allegedly told his friend, who were worried they might be discovered. He appears to have made a grave miscalculation. FBI arrested Anthony Vigano and alleged co-conspirator Christopher Salmone. Cheap these names. Charging him with securities fraud. What's that?
It's vagina and salmon.
Yeah, vagina and salmon.
Oh, damn, that's my favorite cop duo.
Hell yeah. Apparently, Vigano was accused of using his previous position at Goldman Sachs to share trading tips with Salmone and others. Let's see, they were childhood friends, the FBI claims, and beginning last year, Salmone allegedly purchased shared and call options for obscure companies including Maxar Technologies, Atlas Technical Consultant, and Cineus Health, which all of these sound like shell corporations, if I'm being honest.
All of these sound like Evil Corp from a movie.
Yeah.
This sounds like this would be the head of, like, the Legion of Doom attacking the Flash.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently said Signal or like Xbox chat, there's no tracing that. Good luck ever finding that. Vigano allegedly told Salmone in a recording made by the latter after both first were interviewed by the FBI in June.
Nice.
So they already knew the FBI were on them. So
what are you gonna do? Report me? Quote from Man
Reported. I wonder how many people had like the Metal Gear alert fucking thing go off above their head, just like, oh god, the drug trafficking ring I'm doing on PS3 chat services is gonna get me in trouble. Oh, the Wii chat that I'm running with someone on a private server.
Send the fucking Wii letters to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two were discussing who in their inner circle might flip, with Vigano trying to reassure Salmone that potential incriminating evidence was out of the FBI's reach. Quote, so, I mean, at worst, we're talking worst case scenario. Maybe something I said in, like, the very first message to Steve. That's the worst case. Needless to say, they both have been arrested and indicted.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
That's a shame.
Play stupid games.
This is fucking 1984 right here. You can't even insider trade on Xbox Live anymore.
You can't insider trade?
Can't call people slurs, can't insider trade. Like, what the fuck can you do?
Can't do shit on Xbox.
Can't call them a gobbledygook. Cannot say all this and all that. And also cannot insider trade $400,000.
Can't believe it.
This thing about
America.
Xbox Live. Hell yeah.
At least people can still have secret child porn trafficking rings in worlds.com or whatever.
Oh, that
Worlds.
I swear to God, every single person who accesses like Second Life should be put on a federal watch list. But
Second Life, no, worse would be like IMVU or one of those.
Oh god. Fucking
that and like shit like Omegle. Omegle's still around. Remember Omegle?
Well, that's a different thing, but yes, that's
that same level though.
Not only is Omegle still around, people still use it.
Oh god.
Admittedly, it is funny to go on there really drunk and just see what you get.
True.
Because you find a lot of like some almost domestic violence level situations going on there, and you're like, oh, should I be here?
Should I call someone? Do
you need help, Chief?
Do you need help?
If it weren't for the small problem of people having human rights, I would probably do a stream where I just look on Omegle, or at least record myself on Omegle and be like, "Hello." And if somebody's like beating. If someone's, but it would still be an invasion of, I guess I could blur people out at least, but it would be like if somebody's beating their husband for not taking the trash out or something.
Well, okay, just shout the first 5 seconds. I am recording. This is going on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess so.
No. That'll be nice real quick.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube. I'm shooting this for YouTube. I'm recording this for YouTube. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then that's
recording this for YouTube.
If the pants didn't come down immediately, if they weren't already down, that's when the pants come down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's for YouTube? Alright. Sir, I
Check
don't
out
even
this
think
tube.
Sir, I don't think I even have to blur that. It's that small. Can I screenshot that? I need proof of this.
I'd have to come up with some. I'd have to come up with some witty remarks for people.
I mean, hey.
Is that a slug or is that your penis? I can't tell.
Oh, it's a slug beside you.
Yuck.
But where's the penis?
Where'd it go?
Well, what was the other one you had, Tristan?
Well, actually, I have two. I was just reminded of one.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Resident Evil 6.
Hell
released
yeah.
11 years ago today.
The best
Fuck
game ever
yourself,
made.
Resident Evil 6. I hate you.
That game. I mean,
All right,
I don't
but,
know much about that game. It does look really stupid and funny.
Oh,
though,
it's embarrassing.
It's fun to play, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
All right, so what I was really going to bring up, I found this article.
Yeah.
From exactly 8 years ago. Well,
shit.
yesterday it was exactly 8 years ago.
So 8 years in one day.
Still. Yeah, from The Sun. Stellar reporting, page 3. There's just a naked woman, of course.
Of course.
From The Sun, we'll be having sex with robots in the next 10 years. So we got 2 more years, boys.
Oh shit.
That's all I really.
I mean,
that's it basically.
Hey, we're getting to the point where there's a fucking like an AI. So there's apparently like an AI ad for like a dental thing where, like, with Tom Hanks in it, and he's like warning people like, "Hey, this is not me. I'm not."
Is it not authorized by him?
Not authorized by him at all.
Because there is a thing with.
I didn't do what I wanted to do.
There is also Bruce Willis has an ad where it's an AI Bruce Willis, like I think it's AI face and voice.
Yeah.
And he signed off on it, so it's an official Bruce Willis. But it's still very creepy and weird.
Yeah, because there have been people who've been doing that because Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, just came out about people doing it and saying like, "Hey, stop."
God, yeah, see that.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
Like,
wait, what happened? People tried to do that with Robin Williams?
Yeah, because people have been sending her like AI stuff with her father in it, and it's like, man, that's.
Oh God.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Yeah, don't like it's bad enough when the estate gives you permission to do it, like in fucking
and Bruce
Adam West.
Well, Bruce Willis also, like, he signed off on it, but he's been suffering with a lot of issues just in general lately.
Like, I'm pretty sure he has dementia.
Yeah,
I think he does.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess to
basically
it's up to you. It's up to the person, but like, yeah.
Like
Even in
it's bad
scenario,
enough when you have permission, but not doing it without permission is fucked.
Yeah, you're going to hell for that one.
It's really.
Although I don't know. I'm seeing something right now that's making me change my mind.
Oh yeah, I retweeted that.
It's the Bing image creator Drake attempting to convince a dozen high school girls into his Drake-themed tour van.
I mean, look, that's what AI should be for.
That's funny.
That is incredibly quality. Good job, Bing image creator. Holy shit. The only thing that gives it away is his hand and like the text
really
on the box.
Drake.
No. It's Dake.
Yeah,
Which,
I mean,
to be fair, I call Drake Dake sometimes.
I mean, I wonder if I could, Drake outside a high school with candy. 1 second here.
How to use the Bing image creator? It's really good. I
might try that.
I will say I've never. This new era of AI is like a new way of doing this, but it's not really the first time because, like, I mean, first of all, you have like, Peter Cushing in Rogue One and stuff like that. You have situations like that.
The AI Audrey Hepburn in that commercial.
Oh God, I don't even remember that.
I remember that, and I didn't want to remember that.
It's like vague memory a little bit, but the one that came to mind for me was Guitar Hero 5 had Shirley Manson, it had the guy from Muse, and it had Kurt Cobain,
Oh
and you
yeah,
could just
Ooh.
play as Kurt Cobain in your custom band singing
In any
along with
songs.
like an Elliott Smith song, who also killed himself. You know, you had
All
that
you
option available to you.
All you need is a bandmate that looks like Eddie fucking Guerrero.
Yeah. Yeah, and people were really not happy with that when that happened, and that's kind of understandable to some extent. But also, yeah, I mean that was the thing that immediately came to mind was like that just sort of ghastly like would he be okay with this? I don't know. I mean, Robin Williams part, that part especially, like because what came to mind for me was like for some reason I was just imagining like somebody DMing Zelda Williams a picture of Robin Williams, and he's trying to break up the Harambe situation. I don't know why that's what came into my mind,
Okay, that is funny though.
but like that's what I thought, and I'm like, man, you know, you
Fuck.
don't need that necessarily if you're grieving and everything.
It's funny, but it's fucked up to send to her.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
people fucking suck.
Yeah, they really do.
They sure do, gang.
But I don't really got anything past that. You got anything?
Yeah,
Paul?
that's it for me.
No, the moral of the story is people are cringe. Play Planescape Torment. It's pretty cool. That's
Very
that's
true.
my last one.
Play Voices of the Void. I forgot to talk about it again this week. I'm stupid.
I'll recommend from what I've played so far, being halfway into it, Phantom Liberty.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
If you've
And
never played Cyberpunk before, buy it on sale. It's pretty good.
and I was talking before we started recording, fucking Lies of P if you're on Game Pass or if you want to buy a game, whatever.
I think the
It's
demo's still up, so try that nonetheless.
it's more or less the best non-FromSoft Souls game. It's not like that I've played anyway. It has it misses a lot of the problems that a lot of games like Code Vein or Darksiders 3 or whatever they tend to have. Like I've played a few of the games that are like kind of trying to be a Dark Souls game, and you know, a lot of them kind of get some of the way there. This gets basically all of the way there. People always said it was Bloodborne's. It was like Puppet Bloodborne,
Yeah.
but also it's like Sekiro because you have to fucking parry people a lot, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would say if you got Game Pass, there's you know, and you got a computer that can run it, there's no reason not to play it. It runs on my shit ass computer, so you probably got
Oh yeah, its specs were
a
pretty
rig that
decent from what I
can
saw.
do. Yeah, you
Nice.
know. No, I recommend it. I'm like, I think like over halfway through probably at this point. People are saying it's very hard and that you can't dodge people, but I've just been playing the game like a normal Souls game where I'm dodging people's attacks, and it has been just fine for me. So I don't know. Just play the fucking game, man. You'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, look, and
Hell yeah.
if Claw can like it, because some games can piss Claw off,
Oh
then
yeah.
like
Listen, I gave up on Bloodborne because the fucking run back from like the bonfire to the boss was like, no, I don't want to run 5 minutes through this forest just to fight the boss again. And there's like a tiny bit of that in this game, but it's mostly fine. Yeah, it's pretty good. I recommend.
oh yeah. Anyways,
Nice.
that's all I got.
That's my last thing.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
With that, bid everyone a farewell and penis.
Chode.
Penis.
Balls.
Nice.